electrifying.
7 3-pointers. It's that kind of week.
What's going on here? That's how dominant they played.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Do the honors.
we've changed our name to No Rules, Just Boys.
Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? It is Tuesday night. It is your favorite night. It is your favorite sports podcast in the world. This is No Rules, Just Sports with your boys Coach Saul, and Matty Ice. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Hope your week is going well. There's a lot of good sports context. I can't talk, bro. You know,
listen. In all fairness, my boy Matt is coming off of a 12-hour shift at the airport. All right, so y'all give him be easy because he's tired. But go ahead.
Not only that, there's some other stuff we'll get to later in the show. But hey, if you join us on your Tuesday night, we appreciate you spending your evening with us. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Make sure you're hitting that follow button. Make sure you are subscribing to all of our channels. We are live tonight on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. We appreciate all of your interaction. All the interaction within the community helps us. Tonight we're going to be going over a lot to cover in the NBA. We're also going to hit up some NHL, a lot of college football and basketball going on as well. And, of course, everyone's favorite, the NFL. So without further ado, let's get into it, Matt. Let's get into it, guys.
All right. Y'all ready?
Hey, by the way, shout out E, by the way. Your camera looks great and your microphone sounds beautiful. Beautiful.
Appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir.
We'll go ahead and jump into this NBA action real quick.
Absolutely.
Oh, look who's back for another week.
Round two.
King himself. King of the
Where did you come from?
Second day, I'm not as nervous this time.
Yeah. Got those early game jitters off.
Heck
Yeah,
yeah.
there you go.
So what's up, brother? How you doing, man? How you doing, King Russo?
I'm happy to be here. I'm alive.
Yeah,
Another
that's what
day
I'm
on
talking
Earth,
about.
right?
So we got some good stuff to cover on NBA, man. We got a lot of things going on in the NBA world. A couple things that we definitely wanted to hit upon and talk about. You want to take the lead, brother? Who is leading in the
Let's
NBA?
talk about the standings. All right.
Yes.
Top three in the East. We have the Cavaliers. No surprise. 12-0 still.
That is a ridiculous start, man.
We'll get
Mhm.
into it a little bit more, but wow. Only undefeated team still. Celtics 9-2. And right behind them is the Pacers that are 5-5. But I would also like to note that the Magic, Saul, this is your team, are 5-6. So they're just one game, one loss behind that third spot. So then we go west. We have the Thunder, no surprise, 9-2. We have the Suns that are 8-2, but they're tied with the Warriors that are also 8-2. And then you have the Nuggets who are 7-3. However, I do think that is going to change by next week. And I'll get into that as well a little bit later. Thoughts?
I just want to say, without my boy Paolo Banchero, okay, we were all scared. We were all skeptical if they would be able to do anything, and they did lose. I believe it was like 3 in a row, but then they came out of nowhere and beat the snot out of the Pelicans 115-88, and then beat the snot out of the Wizards 121-94. So maybe, like I was hoping, this would wake up that bench, those other guys on the team, and everybody started being a role player. Because like I said, when Paolo went off that game, he was the only guy that really went off. Nobody else had any points realistically. So
That's true.
hopefully,
Hey, love you too, Kinetic.
hopefully we, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Hey, man, they threw Coach Stoll off. He said, "You love me, what?"
yeah. But hopefully it gives us some momentum there. You know what I'm saying? So I like it. Two off the brick wins. What up, Bill? What up, Bill? How you doing, my brother?
Bill's
I
in the
thought
house.
would have a stronger start during this time period where they don't have Paolo. But I mean, they start off a little rough, but they're managing. You know, they're on the up and rise. Still going to be tough when they face those tougher West Conference teams. So
Yeah.
I mean,
All right, let's hit the West.
Still there.
I'll hit the West. I'll go with the West.
I will say this though. I do love seeing the Cavs playing the way they are because they've always been like whenever they didn't have LeBron's name attached to them, they're always the underdog. See them come out here and be destroying teams like they're fucking playing a video game. It's beautiful to see it. I love it.
And you know what? Cleveland needs a good sports franchise. Yeah, they had the Guardians this year, but I think they need something else besides the Guardians to carry them because we'll get into it later. The Browns are definitely not the team.
I just think it's good because everybody always it's only when LeBron was there they were doing something. It's because of LeBron. It's because of LeBron. So it's just cool to see. They're like, you know what? We're gonna have something without him this time.
Especially a post LeBron era. You know, this is great for. It's really good for Cleveland.
I like it a lot.
So going over to the West side, you got the Thunder at 9-2, the Suns at 8-2, and the Warriors at 8-2. So I feel like that's a little tougher division. They got a lot more, like their top 5 is a lot better than I think the top 5 over on the East, but good basketball being played right now, or is it?
But here's why I think that's going to change. KD is injured.
Yeah.
So
I did see that news earlier.
That puts a huge dagger in the Suns right now.
So, okay, but hold on. You got a team that's has 9 wins, 8 wins, 8 wins, 7, 7, 7, 6, 6, 6, 6. And then finally at the 11 spot, you have a team with 5 wins.
Compared to that East where it's 12, 9, and then 5-5.
Right. And then 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, all the way down to the 12 spot where it's 2 wins. So
East not looking too good. Yeah, the bottom 2 teams, Raptors in the East, 2 wins. And the Jags in the West, 2 wins. God.
Mm-hmm.
So is this translating into what we're about to talk about next? NBA viewership is at an all-time low right now.
It is.
You got not great basketball going on the East side. Like if I'm gonna be honest with y'all, if I'm on the East side and I'm a Raptors, Bucks, Wizards, 76ers.
Okay, if I'm a Bucks fan, right, like
I'm pissed.
I'm pissed right now.
Even a Hawks fan.
We got Damian Lillard and our star Giannis, and we're this bad. I'm pissed.
And you're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams with 4 wins. I'm sorry, man. I'm not tuning in, dog. I'm not tuning in. And then the other 3 teams are 5-6, 5-6, and 5-5. It's hard to watch. That's hard basketball to watch, man. But
I mean,
why do you think it?
During the summer, the NBA signed this new media rights deal worth $77 billion. However,
billion with the B, right?
Billion with a B. However, it does not come into effect until next season. So for this season, this doesn't count. But that's a huge deal. And that means that games are going to be showcased on Disney Plus. They're going to be showcased on a lot of streaming services. And I think that's part of a problem, though, right? Like, there's so many streaming services just to watch games. You have to go to so many different places. I got to watch it on cable. I got to watch it on
That's what
Disney
we're
Plus.
fucking facing with the NFL right now, dog. That's exactly the problem that we have.
It's a killer. It kills that rating because it's like people don't want to pay for all these different services. They just want to turn on their TV and watch the game. That's it.
But here's So here's my problem, right? You essentially, the whole reason why we all went to streaming services was to lose the commercials. Well, now you gotta pay for the streaming service, and then if you don't want the commercials, you gotta pay extra. And I don't know about y'all, but as of recently, maybe it's just bugged in my house. YouTube has been the worst.
It's been going.
You have to click the skip.
Crazy,
you click the skip, and it puts you at another ad for 6 seconds, and then you have to skip that again.
Button. It's the next button now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I will say
ads
this.
are out of this world. So we left cable to shake the commercials, but it's now made its way to streaming. So now it's just as good. Just as bad, should I say. It's frustrating as hell. And I'm not paying for cable.
Agreed.
I don't know.
I'm not paying for cable.
I will say this. If I have to watch another Hyundai commercial, another New Balance commercial, another Ozempic commercial, I might ram my head into my damn TV.
And that's the other thing. I love the point that you're making there. It's all the same fucking commercial.
It's the same thing. They just recycle it. Like, it's driving me nuts, bro.
At least with cable, it was they would change it up and they throw something different. No,
right.
These streaming services, they have like 4 commercials on rerun. Hell no.
The commercials were memorable though. They're not even memorable now.
These commercials like get engraved in your brain, and then it causes you to lose sleep. It causes you like mental craziness.
Well, I got a quote here from Shaquille O'Neal for this, and they had asked him why he thinks NBA viewership is at an all-time low. He goes, "It's down because we're looking at the same thing," O'Neal said. "Everybody's running the same plays. Steph Curry and those guys messed it up. I don't mind Golden State back in the day shooting threes, but every team isn't a three-point shooter. So why everybody has the same strategy? I think it makes the game look boring."
That's fair. It's completely fair. If you watch basketball at any level, especially because I work in a high school, so I get to watch high school basketball. My nephew's a part of the team. It is a 3-point dominated era. Everybody is so focused on making threes. You have centers shooting 3-pointers. They don't want to go down low no more. Why? Why I could score 3 points by standing out here. I'm taller than everybody. I just got to learn how to shoot. And I mean, it gets boring. Like when you have a player like Stephen Curry that's making shots from, Timbuktu. Yeah, of course it's awesome. It's interesting. But not everybody is Stephen Curry.
Right.
Honestly, though, I don't know though, because to me, I know I talked about it last week. The 3-point shot's exciting for me. Like I like to watch a good shooter. I like to watch that. Dunks are cool, but I like a good shooter, a good mid-range, good 3-point game. So I mean, I guess it just depends on. But the 90% of your normal fans, they want to see dunks and flash. So I mean, I get that. I think it depends on what kind of game you like.
That's why I don't watch pro ball at all. Women's is such a more fundamental game. I agree. There is a lot of fundamental in women's, but at the same time, women's does get kind of boring. I'm not gonna lie, because there's a lot of misses. I'm not trying to be a dick, man. There's a lot of misses in women's basketball, so it's tough. But I mean, if I asked some people around me, I was looking at this and I asked some people around me, and I was like talking to people, and just from talking to people prior to, like, why aren't you watching NBA? And they say that the league is just too soft. Like it has turned them off from watching when you got people that are like looking for those fouls and looking for those moments. You know what I'm saying? And I think let's use the LeBron clip that I have for this little piece here. This is, to me, I can never consider him my GOAT. I do think he is a great of all time, but that's Damien's boy. But my problem is, man, is you made do you have that clip up? E?
Yeah, I do. I'll just let you talk.
Well, go ahead, roll it, and then I'll talk about it after.
Pretty sure I should name these mothers. Pictures
it's
smaller
the
than I
LeBron
thought.
One.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is it, but I can't really see. But I'm gonna try it. All right, let's go.
Boy, you just look down, and LeBron's got the basketball one way or another.
It's LeBron's game right now.
It is, isn't it? Here he goes down the middle, all the way, can't score. He gets knocked down by Pirtle. No whistle at the other end. LeBron is still down.
They should take a timeout. They should just take a timeout. Yeah, good job.
And they do.
Yeah.
And they'll check on James.
May have gotten some contact. LeBron throws it up with the left. Doesn't get the basket, but gets contact and lays there for a spell.
My
So if
man got nicked. He
Raised.
got a little,
So
When Saul sent that to me the other day, I was disappointed.
and I mean, and I'm not trying to just pick at him. A lot of players do it, right? But this just so happened to show up on my feed, and my thing is it was a graze on the face. It was it is a soccer effect. I completely agree, Sean. I completely agree. It was a graze to the face, and he goes down like a sack of potatoes to where your team uses a timeout.
Very dramatic. Very, very dramatic.
it's not his first time doing that though. He's
No.
done it a lot to his career.
Oh yeah, and he's done it, and I'm not gonna just soul him out at all. They all do it right now, and that's where I was talking to these people, and they talk that it's soft. You watch that replay, you would think that motherfucker got punched in the face.
No,
Nah,
when
bro,
that
he got
happened,
raised.
I thought he like landed on his leg wrong and he fucked and got injured. When you first sent the clip, I wasn't expecting that little graze to his face be the reason why he was laying there like he just got knocked the fuck out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Like,
it
he
tough
was
to
just
watch.
like, I mean,
So that turns people off to the game that I love. I love basketball.
Well,
And
relevantly to that, we got to talk about the 65 game rule. I mean, the league got so bad for players sitting down and load management or resting for playoff time that they literally had to make a rule that you have to play 65 games, at least 65 games to be eligible for any sort of award. So that means MVP, rookie of the year, all that stuff. That's a sad sentiment itself. Like,
yeah, that's sad that we have to do that.
One of the biggest criminal offenders is Kawhi. Kawhi did that for a while. Spurs all the way forward. He would sit down and they called it load management and it made no sense. And I remember LeBron did it a lot too. Now he stated this year he's going to play all 82 games or at least attempt to. So that's good that they're attempting now. But it's like, imagine buying a ticket to go see LeBron James, and it's the night that he's resting. It's not like he's injured. It's not like something's wrong with him. He's just resting because he is preserving himself. And it's like, well, now
I saw somebody talk about that. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. And it was an old school player. It wasn't anybody new. And they were literally talking about that. They like, that's one of the things that drove me to want to be on the court every night, even through a sickness, an illness, injury, whatever, because he's like, you never know when that one fan might have bought their first ticket that they can finally afford to come see you play. And then you're sitting on the, like, that just ruins that whole night. Yeah, they still get to see their team, but they came to see you. I can't remember. I
said that recently too.
My boy Sean says load management is hilarious when these dudes are making millions. It's true.
What is load management? Can we just
please explain it to me?
It's like, what is load management? What load are you managing?
Hey now,
what does that mean?
And
when they first said it, that's what I thought. I was like, load management, like a groin strain or something. Like what are you talking about?
And to go into a little bit more detail too is I would love. Yeah, hey, that's what I'm talking about.
We need to take some load.
Matter of fact, hey, tomorrow's my load management day. Sorry, I can't go to work. But to go into it too, on top of that, do we need to start maybe having the talks of shortening up the season? Right, you got an 82 game season. 82 games. That's a lot of basketball that's being played, and there's probably basketball on almost every single day, right? That's how they schedule it, to where they can try and have basketball on almost every single day. You got 82 games in a season, and 10 teams from each conference make it to the postseason. So most of the games aren't important. So I'm not watching. If it's a game that's not important to me, I'm not watching it.
But it's only
just because it's the only thing
now.
on.
Like, historically, the 82 games has worked, and I hear you, and I actually want to ask, how many games do you project that they should play? But there's only 10 teams in the playoffs now because they have the play-in tournament. which, I mean, it's creative. It gives that team that's like struggling, hanging on by a thread, a chance to make it through. But
hold on here.
Be more appropriate.
You have 10 teams from each conference.
True.
So there's only 15 teams. So it's like everybody gets an award kind of shit here.
Fair. It's a good point.
Everybody gets a chance. Here you go. What? It literally makes it to the point where the 82 games are irrelevant. As long as you can make it in the top 10, which isn't that hard.
Not when you have the Toronto Raptors winning 2 games.
Oh yeah,
it's not that hard. So
it's not.
I will say,
well, you got the Toronto Raptors 2 games, Bucks 2 games, Wizards 2 games, and the 76ers 2 games. That makes your fucking conference super easy.
Yeah.
Jeez.
We're gonna say E.
I will say this though. Playing 2K, they talk about, like, the announcers talk about that whole shortening the season thing. And I do like what they said about not wanting to, because that kind of takes out, like, people won't be able to break the same kind of records and stuff when they're not playing that many games. Their seasons aren't as long. They can't get those kind of, like, accolades and stuff. They were saying, like, these people nowadays have all this technology to help them be more healthy and to recover and stuff. Them guys back then played the same amount of games and were getting their ass busted playing harder with half of the shit for recovery. These players are just too fucking soft. It's time to man up, play the sport you want to play.
But it's not even the fact that the game is soft or anything like that. I just think it's boring.
It's not even the game; it's the people.
It's
the players are fucking
boring
soft
because, like I said, you have 82 games. As long as you're in the top 10, you're good to go. And now you can just ease your way in. And then if you want to fire off in the tournament, do whatever you got to do. It makes those 82 games almost irrelevant because all you need to do is hit that top 10 in each conference. Not top 10 overall. You're talking about there's 20 teams in the playoffs. This isn't college basketball.
So again, I want to ask you, how many games do you think they should play? Just like a number that feels more appropriate.
Okay, so if you want to give me a number that's more appropriate, you can stick with 82. But cut your tournament down to like maybe the top 5, maybe the top 6.
Ooh.
Something like that. Because that's more teams wanting to fight. You're wanting to make it in there.
What if they just did away with the play-in tournament and kept it at 8, how it was historically?
That's fine too.
It's not bad. So what was the reason? What was the reason why they changed the style of the playoffs?
I think it was just because teams were getting so close, and they wanted to mix it up. But like at the same time, it's like, well, they didn't earn it. They weren't there. They didn't make that top 8. And I think they just wanted to add another incentive at the end of the season, give another reason for you to watch basketball, to watch this one game tournament. And then now they have the in-season tournament where you can win a championship during the middle of the season. So it's like
they're trying to be soccer, dude. It's ridiculous.
Which, by the way, LeBron James and the Lakers, first team ever to win the in-season tournament.
Okay. On to the next story here. Speaking of LeBron James, his old team, Cleveland Cavaliers.
Ooh.
Man, they are on a tear right now.
Historic
tear. With the 9-0 record, they had already surpassed the franchise record, man. With 9-0, they are currently sitting at 12-0. Did you know 5 of the last 7 teams that had a 12-0 start have gone to the finals? It's crazy.
That is a crazy statistic right there.
Yeah. I mean, what do you got? I mean, what are you seeing on the court, man? Me and you talked about this. We kind of sent each other our notes like at the same time, and it was identical. It's freaking hilarious the way me and him think.
So I have 3 separate points, and obviously, you know, we could break down each one. I think the first point is that they play team ball.
Beautifully.
despite what you think with having these great superstars in the league, basketball is a team sport. At the end of the day, you are not winning by yourself. LeBron, Michael, none of those guys win without a good sporting cast. It just doesn't happen. Teams are too good. The Cavs play team ball. Everybody gets a piece.
And there's really not one person that's like crazy. I mean, I get it. Donovan Mitchell is like that guy.
Yeah, but he's not
But
even
he's
the
like-
best player.
No, he's not.
He is their best player, but he's not playing better than everybody, And then to go to that sentiment, we have different players stepping up every single night. It seems like every time there's a new Cavs win, it's like this guy played huge. Okay, and then the next guy plays huge. And then, Donovan Mitchell gets his piece. And then a guy who's been playing really crazy is Darius Garland. He has been phenomenal. Just absolutely just on a tear right now.
Garland's averaging 20.2 points a game.
That is fantastic.
They got
Great.
the Cavaliers. They have a great starting five, and they have a great six man because 6 players on that team are averaging over 10 points a game, and that is what you need. That is what you need. You got Donovan Mitchell with a 20. He's averaging 23.7 points a game. Garland 20.2. Mobley 18.1. Those are the top 3. You know how insane? That's awesome. That's beautiful.
They're sharing the workload. Everybody's getting a piece. It's great. It's wonderful basketball.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
And then
Absolutely.
my final point would be that they know how to close a game. Some of these games have been pretty close, but the Cavaliers are just closing it, whether it's, somebody hitting a big-time shot like Darius Garland hitting damn near a buzzer beater, or, their center stepping up and getting this this game-deciding block. Like, this is great basketball. It's just, that's all I could say. It's just great basketball.
Roll that clip for me, E. It's a little Cleveland Cavaliers clip there.
Little montage.
I don't think it's a montage. It was just a super clean layup, I believe, from Donovan Mitchell, man. It was
another turnover. LeVert with the steal. Garland with the finish. The Cavaliers have held
81 to 42. Oh my god.
Oh my God,
That's
they
so
were
good.
killing them.
There's another one too that I gave you, I believe.
Yeah, I
They were-
got that.
You could play that one as well.
All right.
and Murray.
One video. I need to name these next time because these videos are too damn small. for me
Progress
to
here
see.
at
I don't know what you call that.
them
I
shoes.
don't even know what
by
you
the
call
way.
that. Like behind the back 360 layup. Insane.
I mean, we were just complimenting John Morant last week for the
Mhm.
same thing, but John Morant's not winning 12 straight games.
Yeah.
You know? So
Definitely.
Is he locked in Memphis? By the way,
he's injured right now.
He's
He's
actually
injured.
injured. Yeah, we'll
is,
go.
is his contract locked in?
I have to look it up, but I think he is. I
So I
think
was
he
saying,
is.
could he be potentially some trade bait?
I don't think they ever traded
No?
John Morant. Too young and too bright of a
Yeah.
talent.
True.
He would have
And
to.
they're
ruin it
looking,
himself.
and they're looking at the future. I'm sure they're trying to build off him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had interviewed Donovan Mitchell over with the Cavs, and they had asked him, like, how does it feel? They told him about the 9-0 start and making history and da 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 da. I mean, the kid's just very simple. His quote was, "It's great to be a part of history." You know what I'm saying? Like, I know what I like a lot about these guys. Like, you hear their interviews and stuff, and they can gloat or whatever. But the guys that just say, "Yeah, it's great, cool," but I know what the big picture is here, and we'll
Yeah.
get into that because I got a guy that is all about the big picture.
John Morant signed a 5-year extension 2 years ago, so he still has at least another 3,
Gotcha.
unless
I
obviously
was
he gets
thinking those
traded.
three.
Yeah,
But the trade's probably in his hands.
Yeah.
Like a lot of superstars sign these
And
deals. where-
he literally put that Memphis is his home. That's where he wants to be. So unless
There you
something
go.
drastic changes, he doesn't want to go anywhere, I don't think.
So unlike Giannis, who
Ooh,
that's a different
Hold on
story.
a second. But where did you find this at? I need your source. That was
Oh,
the
yeah.
comment that we got.
Well, where's the source for
Where'd you find
Giannis?
this at? I haven't heard this. Where's
Guys,
your
it's
source?
just too early in the
said,
season.
Google search.
literally, just look it up, man. And even
2-8.
so, it's sports talk. We're talking about potential.
2-8. Anyways, all right, let's get on to one of our last subjects. One not last subjects, but one of closing end over here. Referees, man.
Ooh,
Listen,
what a
we're
conversation!
hating them over in the NFL. We're hating them right here in the NBA. Roll this clip for me.
What's next, hockey?
God, this clip makes me laugh.
Anger. It literally
No,
just
I can't
pisses me
even.
off.
I can't even be angry. I just laugh at it. It's hilarious.
Hold on 1 second. My internet's taking a shit.
All right, well, he talks about it. While he pulls it up.
Hold on 1 minute.
I don't understand
Which clip?
I don't
is it?
understand
Because my
being-
internet's shit.
it's the one with
Luka.
I don't understand the point of being able to challenge a penalty, right, Damien?
Yeah,
That's what they do, right?
So they've added this rule. I think it was in the recent years. I don't know what year they added it.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
got
we-
you. brother.
You're moving in slow mo on my screen.
All of us.
Uh-oh.
Hold on.
Ooh, you all said Luke. That reminds me, we got to visit our question from last week.
Oh, that is true. We were going to talk about that.
Yep.
That could be another reason why the ratings are down. Is because there is no guy right
Yeah.
now.
Who's their golden boy? You
There's
just
no
don't have
golden
it.
boy.
And I honestly
ready
and
to
it-
retire.
sat there and I thought about it, and he will be right back with us, y'all. Anyways, the play was, I'll just walk it through, y'all. The play was Luka goes up to block a shot. It was a 3-pointer, and completely dodges the dude.
So Jamal Murray on the 3. Luka just steps in, playing great defense, makeup defense, and puts his hands straight up as you're supposed to do. That is what
And
you're
then-
told. If you put your hands straight up, you're not liable for that. And
No, but he goes up and then he turns away from it because he realized he was like charging towards him because he was jumping towards him to block it. So he does like this move where he kind of like moves out of the way, right? Foul. Well, then they go to the slow-mo replay and tell me why, for whatever godforsaken reason, he doesn't touch him at all. There is no contact. And the referees go, the play still stands.
yeah, so the Nuggets announcers were literally talking about, okay, well, he clearly didn't foul him, so it's going to be Mavericks ball. They were talking about like who got the rebound after that, just in case the challenge goes through.
Right, because you play on no matter what.
So they were shocked. The Nuggets announcers were shocked.
Yeah.
Like, that's horrible.
My bad.
And that's
No,
the
you're good,
result
brother.
you come up with. Like, that's a foul still. He's like his jersey touched him,
Right.
and
It-
I don't know.
It's
It was-
bad refereeing.
No, it's a terrible call. And if he could pull it up, it's god awful.
Which
Like,
subject
when
y'all
you watch
talking
this,
about?
you just really
That's
sit-
when it started getting choppy.
Yeah. When
The
you
Luka.
the Luka one. He's like going up to block a shot and he gets
Funniest clip.
Downtown with top.
That's not it. I'm definitely naming these next time. When y'all send them, put a name. Because I'm looking at
Just
V12.
name 'em.
The names of these videos is V12044GD000CSP BK4. Like, I don't know what the fuck this is, and I can't see the picture. This that's not it.
No.
Getting there.
Unless it fucking deleted it, because I don't see all these videos.
With his head up.
It might have deleted that some bitch.
Well, if you guys want to see it, he'll pull it up and he'll put it up on our TikTok once he uploads that video. He can put it up there. Unreal call, man. It was completely bogus for them to call that foul on Luka, and then for them to go in the slow-mo replay challenge thing, and then for it to stand was just insane. That is the worst call I've seen in basketball right now, as far as being able to review and challenge and all that stuff. Yeah. Obviously, we still have the flops, but I mean that's part of basketball now.
Which you get fined for flopping now, so I mean it's not as prevalent as it was per se, like maybe like 5 years ago, 10 years ago, where like when LeBron was on Miami and Miami was just a flop city.
Oh yeah,
it's not the same. But
I wish the NFL would do that.
Yeah, I mean they deserve to be fined.
Oh, here it is.
Here we go. Hilarious, by the way.
I was trying to let it load a little bit. Let me know if it's lagging, because I'll just stop it.
All right.
Yeah, it's lagging.
Yeah, I figured it would.
Y'all just check our TikTok, man. You'll see it. He'll make a little clip for this, so you guys can see what we're talking about, man. It's pretty horrendous. It's a terrible call. Literally doesn't
win this game as well, by the way.
Nuggets won the game?
Yep.
Was that a deciding factor in it, right?
It was pretty crucial because it was fourth quarter, late in the fourth quarter, with the score being one point off.
Yeah, see right there.
I was trying. Yeah, I was sitting there trying to scroll and see if I could like freeze it right when.
Yeah, he's not touching. He didn't touch him.
No,
not even close.
And they say there was contact on the elbow.
The refs there, they're like, ooh.
I mean, everybody was just in shock. Like, how did we let this happen?
Imagine being a Mavs fan that night.
Well, now we got what's left is our injury report, man. We got some key injuries. I know we kind of talked about a absolutely terrible call, man. It was a terrible call.
It was.
And it's, I mean, we got to keep moving. That's what we got to do. So, but we'll talk injuries. I'll talk about my boy. I'll let Damien take the rest of the league, essentially. But my boy, Paulo Banchero, unfortunately, there is no update. He's still going to be gone 4 to 6 weeks. His torn oblique, was it? I forgot what it was.
Yeah, he tore his oblique, left oblique.
Yeah, his oblique. There is no update on it. I checked. As of today, it's still same thing. He did say that he was going to stay active with the team and be around. So that's all I got for that.
It's a good sign.
Yeah, absolutely.
I really just want to talk about 3. The first being KD. KD had some sort of calf injury. It was kind of a freak calf injury. They can't really pinpoint when it happened but it did happen during the game. They say he was guarding Kyrie, which, I mean, come on, tough guard. But the next play, he's walking the ball up, and he immediately calls for Devin Booker to come get it. And it's like, I mean, is his body telling him like you're getting older, buddy, or kind of just a freak accident? What was I forget Ja Morant's injury, but Ja Morant's also out. He's got I think he had like a bunch of injuries all in one play. He did some awkward landing, so he's out. And then Zion actually, what was it, last night or the night before?
Yeah,
out indefinitely with a hamstring injury. So
that dude is. I say that I use the same term every show. That dude is made of wet toilet paper, bro. He cannot catch a break.
I'm glad that you brought him up, because I was actually going to talk about that. Do you remember right before he came in the league that he was like supposed to be the next LeBron James?
Sure.
Like everybody was riding his hype chain. Like, it was fucking crazy. Like
they were how many times they have said that. There's the next LeBron. They said it with Ben Simmons. They say it with Zion Williams. Like, there's so many people that they're like, is the next LeBron. But you know who actually is the next LeBron?
Anthony
Good job.
Edwards.
Saul's boy,
Paulo.
Paulo Banchero.
Oh yeah.
He
Same
has
build.
a LeBron build. He plays.
Hold on.
game.
Let me say it.
I'm about to say, if you're not going to say it
Let me
like
say it,
this,
let me say it,
though,
let me
don't
say it.
even
I
say
can't
it.
say it like that, so you gotta.
Clear the throat.
Hold on. Hey, I'm not sponsored, but Powerade, hit me up. All right, ready? You guys ready? Paulo Banchero. That's my boy, dog. That's my boy. You don't know me, but I know him.
One day.
There you go.
We'll have
One
to
day.
get you
We're going to the Magic game.
Hell yeah.
For sure. We gotta get his jersey.
Absolutely not. Absolutely.
I want to go back to Zion real quick. When he came in the league, when he got drafted in the league, do you think it was the right time for him to come in the league, or do you think he should have stayed at Duke?
I mean, staying at Duke wouldn't have hurt him. I mean, he was such a powerful talent. Like, for his size, his stature, how athletic he is, he could have did some real damage. And I mean, he still does, but it's just like the injuries just plague. I mean, I think about all the players that Philly drafted over the last few years, and they're just all injury plagued players.
Yeah,
all like number one picks.
Talk about a cursed team.
True. Philly is very cursed when it comes to drafting players.
Yeah, I think with Zion, he should just leave the Pelicans.
Hey, he can come to Orlando.
Out.
Come to Orlando. We'll take it.
Yeah, come to Orlando, man.
That is true. He'd be great.
You know what was crazy? Y'all we were talking about Shaq earlier, early in the segment. I actually drove by Shaq's old house the other day. I was going out to an outreach event last week and passed his old mansion. It's pretty cool.
Oh,
Shaq's a cool dude.
He's having a little bit of technical difficulty.
Him and I forgot him and Dwight Howard kind of live like down next door to each other.
Oh God, if they actually like actively live next to each other,
Ease here, ease.
Double time.
I don't know, a pancake batter diet.
That is true. I mean, no offense, Zion, but like when they have to put a clause in your contract that you cannot gain weight, that's really bad.
That's bad.
There might be an issue.
Yeah.
You're an athlete. You're a professional athlete. There's standards, dude. You can't just do that.
But you had the same thing over there with the Celtics. You had big what was his Davis?
Glenn Davis.
Glenn Davis, yeah.
Perkins was a big boy too, though.
He was a big baby.
They had some big dudes over there at one time.
I remember when Glenn Davis got knocked out on the court and he was just like waddling around like dazed.
Oh my God, I remember that.
Bro.
Classic.
As sad as that is, so funny. Just so funny.
It's facts, Sean.
That is very true. That was like the worst place to send him.
Yeah.
I mean, coach just say he's like, it's a shitty place to live, but at least it eats good. You just said
I've always said that, bro. I said, yo, the place stinks and it's hot and da-da-da-da, but damn, that food is delicious.
It's different.
Get a nice little po' boy, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Get some coffee.
Any Cajun style down there.
Yeah. Oh, man. That food. Really, I do want to go there one day. Send that man to Toronto. Oh, yeah, he'll lose weight quick. No, I don't know, man, because they got a lot of snow, so he's got to hibernate for like 6 months, so he might have to pack on more.
Poor Zion.
Gosh.
We're killing that man right now. We still like you. We still like you, Zion. You're still.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
Go Tigers.
You can't go Tigers.
You couldn't understand a word the man. He was like head coach of the LSU Tigers. He's been around. He's been a couple teams, but
I got it. Ready. I got it.
Go for it.
It was a great win for the state. Great win for the state of Louisiana.
Yeah, but
Louisiana.
But that wasn't understood. That was the thing. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
What did you just say?
Tigers.
All I heard was go Tigers. I don't know. You got me. I'm in.
I love watching that. They made a compilation of him saying "Go Tigers," and it was so satisfying.
Well,
Oh, I want to get to LSU when we get to our college football segment.
well, I think that wraps up our NBA segment here. Damien, you got anything else for us? Any other news? Anything else you want to hit us with?
Oh, we got to talk about our boy, Bronny.
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
He
selling
brought it
out
up.
selling out the G League 750 fan limit.
That's
okay.
But hey,
LeBron James aura right there.
That's crazy.
I'm just saying, in 24 hours, he sold out a G League game, his debut, man. Look at him doing things.
How many points he had? I think it was 6.
I don't even know.
Here you go. You want to answer that for Drac?
Like
All right,
5 turnovers.
go ahead, Damien. Break this down for Drac,
Why are
man.
the Sixers so bad? Honestly, on paper, they should not be this bad. Joel Embiid, starting the season injured and then getting suspended. Tough. Very tough. That's your guy.
PG started
Paul
also started
George.
injured.
Yep. Started
So
injured.
why was he suspended?
He got into it with a reporter.
Yeah, it sounds like a good reason to be suspended.
Yeah, definitely worth, being suspended while your team's struggling to survive.
Was it with or without pay?
I don't know. Might
Probably
look that
without.
up. Hopefully without. I mean, if you're dumb enough to get suspended, you don't deserve pay.
True.
I still like you, Joel. But their roster looked so good. Like, see, I called it 6 points. There you go. Actually, not a
6
bad
points,
stat
4
line.
assists, 3 rebounds,
I
2
would've-
steals, and a block.
I would want more out of a player playing in the G League, but that's the best stat line that he's had so far.
Sean says he did nothing wrong. To be honest, when you read the actual reason, it was getting into personal business. Interesting.
Well, I mean, that's fair. It's all about who said what. So
Right.
I'm gonna look into the actual reason now, because I mean it's a fair sentiment. Reporters take it a little bit too personal.
If you go into I'd like to go into that. I'd like to see why he got like what happened essentially.
But I like their roster. I like their depth. I thought it would be better. They have guys that former great players that are maybe not like as good as they once were, but are still relevant players.
Well,
I don't see why they have Tyrese Maxey. He's young. He's a superstar in the making right now.
Well, they're currently losing, so there's that.
Right now it just doesn't work.
Right now, well, no, like literally right now. Right now, you got the Heat versus the Pistons. Yeah, Heat versus Pistons, third quarter. With 2 minutes and 48 seconds, Pistons are winning against the Heat 83-76. The Hawks versus Celtics, fourth quarter. Hawks are trailing 86-91. Celtics are up. Knicks versus 76ers.
My Knicks.
It's halftime, 54-50. Why are y'all losing?
Hell yeah.
And my Magic, 89-66 against the Hornets. I'll take that. End of the third quarter. And then Raptors and Bucks. What a snooze fest. It is 37-32, almost halftime. What is going on there? Are you kidding me? There's fucking 5 minutes left in the second quarter, and you guys haven't even broke 40 points?
It's bad.
That's like high school level right there.
Goodness gracious. That let me tell you something. Bucks, shame on you. And even Toronto.
Is back, by the way? Is he clear to play?
I don't think. I thought I read something today that he was not. For some reason.
Yeah. Panthers just scored, boys. It's tied up 1-1. Take that.
He's available.
Take that.
He's probable. Okay.
Okay.
So he's not playing. Chris Middleton's out. He had a bilateral ankle surgery. That's actually a big loss for them as well. Chris Middleton.
That's huge. It'll hurt him in the long run.
Yeah,
right now.
they're
Yeah,
definitely going to beat them. I mean, this is the same, Bucks team that won in 2021.
Right.
And they have Damian Lillard now. What happened?
Yeah.
The fall from grace.
it's not easy. It's not easy to come back, man. It's just not.
True.
It's not easy to keep it going. You know what I'm saying? So
It's not easy to be consistent.
no.
It's very true.
So, well, I think that's all we got for basketball tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, let us know. Doc Rivers, you know what? Hey, I'm not going to lie to you. Me and Damien, we need to do a hot seat for basketball. I know it's a little early.
Ooh.
I know it's a little early, but there's
I'll
a lot of
put 'em on
teams
the
that are
hot
super disappointing right now. We can do an early hot seat take here. We're going to do a hot seat take for football tonight. I got some shit outside of the obvious, but Doc Rivers, if I'm looking from the outside looking in, that seat's getting a little toasty, my friend.
Oh, no, it's been toasty for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We should do one for players, too. Got a few names.
yeah, but you can't. They don't really fire players, though.
They move their asses on.
Right. I mean, you get moved,
Get out
but
of town.
doesn't happen always. I don't know.
It's true. That's fair. It's more consistent with coaches.
Yeah.
Doc Rivers, you're there.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well,
100%.
let's go. Damien, if you want to stay in, man, you're more than welcome to, brother. It's up to you. If you want to sign out, you can sign out. We're going to go NHL, college, and then we're going to go into actual football, kind of hit everything. It would be interesting to hear Damien's take, though. He's the basketball, but non any other sport guy.
That is true.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I will stay, but I need to go grab my dinner, so I'll be back. Hold on.
All right, go for it, brother. All right, let's get it. We will bump over to NHL. Matty Ice, what you got for us, brother?
Top story coming out of NHL this week. Hey, by the way, while we're transitioning, if you're spending your Tuesday evening with us, we appreciate you being in here. Hope you're having a good one. Make sure you're hitting that like and follow button. Make sure you're subscribing to all of our channels. We are on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Coming on Twitter soon, Twitch, anything you can think of. We appreciate all the interaction within the community. And if you have anything you want us to talk about, let us know. You let us know in the chat. We go live every Tuesday, and we appreciate you guys being here tonight. Let's talk some hockey, man. Alex Ovechkin.
He was going to stay around, by the way. He just went to go
He's
get
still
something to
here.
eat. Okay.
Sir? Okay, cool.
I mean, I just took him off the stage for a
Okay.
second.
Cool. We got to talk about Alex Ovechkin, man.
Let's.
He is on a tear, and I think he is easily gonna pass Wayne Gretzky this season.
Really?
Yes,
You think?
I think so. At the pace he's at right now. Oh yeah. For those who don't know, Wayne Gretzky holds the all-time career goal leader at 894. Alex Ovechkin's at second with 863. So we're talking 31 goal difference. And Ovechkin is so goated that I think it's so reachable for him. I think it's within reach. I mean, the dude is just scary. It's just ridiculously good. And growing up, my first hockey game was a Washington Capitals game, and I remember going to that game, going to what used to be the Verizon Center, now it's Capital One Arena. He scored 2 goals, and I mean, the people there were just going crazy. I remember seeing all these Ovechkin jerseys, and okay, that's a hot take by Sean. Interesting, but yeah, that's just my. I don't know what you guys think, but I think he's gonna pass Gretzky.
I mean, at the rate that he's playing right now, I can definitely understand that.
For sure.
Like you're not that's not too hot take right there. And I could see what Sean's saying. He could plateau a little bit, but man, he's playing some good hockey, dog. He's playing some good hockey
For his age. Too. What What was I gonna say? And here's the other thing though. I think he retires after and no later than next season. I think if it's not this season, it's gonna be next season. I think it's just coming to the end for him, but I think he's gonna end on a good note.
That'd be awesome.
100%. Him
Get
and
Percy out of there.
Sidney Crosby too. I think it's coming to the end for Sidney Crosby.
No, yeah, Crosby. Yeah. I love. What they call him? Patches. Was it Patches?
Yeah,
Is that his nickname?
I think so.
Yeah, it was really cool when we lived in Pennsylvania. He did a thing in the town that we lived in, and he paid for all. He did like this program, and he paid for all skates, ice skates, hockey sticks, all the equipment, everything. He paid for everything. He even gave him a whole like bag to put it all in. Crosby is really cool, man. He's a dog on the I was about to say in the ring,
on the ice.
But man, let me tell you something, dude. Like what he did. Now I don't know if any other hockey players do it, but how he did it for like that community, and he just paid for literally everything, and was like here, and then just taught the kids how to play hockey and play. That was the coolest thing ever. That's a cool little story with him.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We need more role models in sports, so that's great.
Correct. I think Ovechkin. Crosby was the face of the NHL for a long time, but I think Ovechkin once he passes Gretzky, if he does, I think he'll be the face for a while.
I think we need to there's 2 trips we need to do this year. There's 2 trips, hopefully 3 if we can get the Pro Bowl stuff going.
Yeah. We have to do the Pro Bowl. We have to do the Pro Bowl.
But we got to do a Magic basketball game, and we should go to a Tampa Bay hockey game. Yeah,
I just got my ticket this past week. I'm going to the Ducks Panthers game.
Oh, really?
January. Yeah, I spent probably way too much than I should have.
How much did you spend? How much?
They call me a ticket scalper. I'm a seat geek. All that good stuff. I'm a ticket master. I spent not including fees, 117 for 4 rows behind the Ducks goal.
That's not bad though.
But when you add
4
the fees,
rows behind the freaking thing, come on, dude.
Well, you add the fees.
You get those tickets in NFL. You're paying $800,000 to be 4 rows up. So that's really good seats. That's really good seats.
But when you add the fees, it was like 154. So, anyways. Yes, Sean knows I get crazy ticket deals. I always be sending Sean. That's why they call me the ticket. What's it?
I'd love to see a Panthers game again. I remember as a kid, my uncle used to work. He used to be the guy that when the guy went into the penalty box, he was the one that like wrote down why and all this stuff, and he determined what the penalty would consist of. Money and all that shit. Why? So we would be like the kids, like we got seats like on the glass all the time. So it was awesome.
This guy is Sean. He knows. Oh man,
I need to hit you up then.
Even for the Pro Bowl, I'll get us good seats for the Pro Bowl, man.
What are you gonna stay down there that night? You gonna like rent a hotel or no?
Maybe it is a Saturday night. So
how far is it? How
from my place it's 3.5 with no traffic.
No. Like when's the date of the game is what I meant.
January 18th.
Okay.
Yeah, January 18th.
I had to hit you up, see if we can. I might not be able to get the same seats as you now, but at least go to the game. I like to go to
it's a Saturday night.
Yeah.
Saturday night. So
right.
hopefully Ravens aren't playing that night. I know the Cowboys won't. I know that for sure. We'll get into that
Damn.
We'll get into it. We're talking about it. We're sticking with staying on subject. Austin Matthews. He is also dealing with an injury bug, but it is not really stopping the Toronto Maple Leafs from their 9-5 record. 20 leading second in the Atlantic with 20 points behind coach's Florida Panthers. You'll find this interesting. The Toronto Maple Leafs, I feel like, are kind of like the New York Yankees and the Dallas Cowboys in the NHL. They have a really obnoxious fan base. They always seem to choke in the playoffs. They bring in all this talent, and they just kind of just can't really win a championship with it.
Did you just call yourself obnoxious?
Yeah.
Humble.
Yeah. I mean, you watch a Cowboys game with me. Yeah, you're gonna think different things about me.
Oh no, we saw you watching the Yankees game, so
bro.
Yeah.
Hey,
I don't want
my
to
boy
live.
went from
A lot of these people saw it live.
my boy went from completely happy to just
Worse than that.
Notice? If you notice, I didn't put your Cowboys Nation that week because you were angry. You were very
I was mad as
very
fuck.
angry.
I was mad as fuck.
I will never ask you to do a live watch of the Cowboys ever again.
Yeah.
After seeing that.
we might need to. We might need to visit that. Just to
Or
I might become a meme after that.
Or let them play somebody that we know for a fact they're gonna beat.
We'll get into it. I'm hold that thought for later because I'm gonna get into it later.
Man, I'm excited to see. I'm excited. My Panthers, man. We haven't skipped a beat. We're in here. We're doing our thing. Yeah,
the crazy thing is, number one in the league, and y'all are just bringing that dominance from off the championship.
3 years in a row of dominance.
Right. It's great, and it's great for those Florida Panther fans because for years they just were they were dead last. And I remember like watching. I would watch like highlights of Panthers games. There'd be no fans in those stands, but now that state Emirates Bank Arena is rocking.
Yeah,
that's the thing about when you start winning as a team. All the bandwagons or all the people that didn't want to invest into the team because they weren't winning. It happens on every sport. The stadium starts filling up. The stands start filling up. Perfect example. Commanders. You know how easy it was for us to get Vikings Commanders tickets 2 years ago?
How easy.
You know how hard it is and how they're starting to sell out FedEx right now. There's already games sold out in a month in advance.
Oh yeah.
So that when you start winning and start getting that buzz with you, you start selling them tickets.
I was about to say one of my homies. Yeah, one of my homies from college, he's a Steelers fan. He lives up in D.C. He was trying to go this past weekend's Steelers Commanders game. He said even for nosebleeds, the tickets were like $193.
I actually just had one of my ex football players from high school.
Mm-hmm.
He just went to the Cowboys game and he was up there. He didn't tell me how much he paid, but he said it was a beautiful stadium. He did say that. Back to hockey though, man. My boy Sam Reinhart, man, he is killing it. Sam Bennett right behind him doing his thing. It's just Anton. Oh my God, his last name. This is what happens when you try and remember things when you get older. You look it up real quick. But no, man, there's like we got 3 guys that are just playing such good hockey right now, and it is fun to watch. I caught some of the highlights. There it is. Caught some of the highlights of the games, man. I'm just really enjoying it. I can't wait for football season to be over, man, and start watching hockey again, man. I really enjoy hockey. I do. It is a weird sport for a Puerto Rican man a big Puerto Rican man to be enjoying, and I enjoy it, man.
I think I talked about it before. I love seeing the Hispanic population at the Panthers games. It's really cool.
Yeah,
they know how to. There's a great fan base down there in South Florida.
Absolutely.
And of course, my Anaheim Ducks are sucking ass. They are 5-7. They're pretty much dead last in the league right now.
Oh yeah.
John Gibson did come back. My boy John Gibson, our goalie. But yeah, just something needs to change in that team. Coaching, Greg Cronin. And the crazy thing is, you watch. It's been the same. Yeah, you're good. It's been the same story for the last several years. No defense. There's no can't create plays on offense. It can't clear the boards. Imagine being a Ducks fan. Yep, it sucks. It's hard. It's hard to watch. It's really hard. It's hard being. I feel like it's. I don't want to be selfish, but I feel like it's just hard. All my teams are just. It's really hard to watch. It's really sad.
You are having a rough go of it right now, bud.
It's been like this for years, but I just I've gotten used to it.
And you're picking. Well, your teams are just like teams that are just so under scrutiny all the time.
Yeah, I mean the Ducks, not really,
but the Cowboys.
Yeah, the Cowboys, the Yankees.
The Yankees.
At least I didn't say the Lakers. No offense.
Oh, okay, come on.
Damn.
Hey, come on.
Damn.
That's fair.
crazy.
No, it's fair. The Lakers
that
under
was
a
like the most subtle,
passive aggressive
ever.
jab ever.
At least I didn't say
Could be
the
the
Lakers. Oh
Lakers.
shit, I forgot he's a Lakers fan. Oh, my bad. Didn't mean that.
No, it's completely fair.
The OG logos, Sean. I like the orange. I really like the orange unis they have this year. I really like them. Not just because I like the color orange, but I think they are fire. I think they really stand out. Obviously, they play in Orange County, so I think it really represents, the true county they play in. And yeah, yes, it is. I agree. I totally agree. That is pretty fire. That's pretty much all I have for hockey this week. Season's still young. There'll be more to kind of dive into as the season broadens. Do you guys have anything else you want to hit?
Right now, got some hockey.
Oh, yeah, hockey scores, yes.
Yeah, hockey scores right now. You have the Senators at the end of the second, leading 3-0 against the Maple Leafs.
The Maple Leafs, wow.
Yeah, they're
in Toronto.
Yep.
In Toronto.
You got the Jets beating the Rangers 3-2.
Sorry, Sean.
And
Sean's a Rangers fan.
Ooh.
Yeah, but
And
the Jets are one of the hot. They're probably the second hottest team behind the Panthers right now.
Devils and Panthers are tied up 1-1 with about 7 minutes left in the second, and the end of the first, Bruins and Blues 0-0. So that's your little rundown, real quick. I'll go before we bump over to the next segment. Jesus. Go over the scores NBA again.
Yeah. Some NBA scores real quick.
Heat are trailing the Pistons 88-100 with 7 minutes in the fourth quarter. Hawks are right on the Celtics' heels, 106-108. 2 minutes left. Well, 3 minutes left in the fourth. Hornets are getting obliterated by the Magic, 76-104. That'll make 3 games in a row where they have completely dominated teams. Go Magic. Knicks are beating the 76ers 74-66, third quarter, 4 minutes left. And the Raptors-Bucks game, halftime, nobody cares, 43-54.
I think
Snooze fest.
This actually bumps the Magic up to
Yeah.
that third spot.
I'm excited for that.
That's good.
So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, we appreciate y'all. Anybody that's here listening, watching, whatever you're doing, however you're paying attention to what we're yabbering about and talking about, hit that like, share, and subscribe button, man. We really appreciate y'all joining us this Tuesday evening. We got my boy E here. We got my boy Matt. We got my boy Russo here. We're all just chilling, having a good time. We're about to jump into college football. We'll go quick into college football, and then we got to get to our meat and potatoes, NFL, because boy, oh boy, do I got notes.
Uh-oh.
Let's
get into it real quick.
Apologize to everybody, though. Obviously, been sick, so I'm a little more flat than usual. But also, I wanted to apologize for the internet. I don't know what just happened. For like 15 minutes straight, I just kept flickering. So I know I missed you guys wanting some clips, some shit like that. So hopefully I fixed it. I restarted everything, but I just wanted to apologize.
You look great, by the way.
y'all
You
and
look
everybody.
great now.
Nah, man, don't worry about it, man. It happens.
Hey, the
we
microphone
can't
is
control
fire.
it.
The microphone is fire.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he said he's buying me one too.
Are you getting us a sponsor?
Why you ducking?
Hey,
Uh,
go to the call. Oh, he disappeared. That's crazy. That's crazy.
About.
Hey,
Nah.
it is Tuesday, so you know what that means. It is college football ranking day. Not too much changes happened. The show just ended here a few minutes ago. Oregon does remain at the top of the college football ranking.
Rightfully so.
Rightfully so. Ohio State is at number 2. Longhorns are at number 3, followed
Miami
by Penn
takes
State.
a huge fall.
Yes, they take a huge fall.
But they stay in that
And-
12. They stay
Yes.
on that 12, but
Yes.
go ahead.
And let's see, Penn State it's still number 4 after they still took a pretty bad loss to Ohio State. And Indiana, I think that's one of the kind of the big shocker team right now. The Hoosiers are at number 5 in the college football rankings.
Who
Yeah,
was I
Coach.
talking about? Go ahead.
I'll say, yeah, Coach. What's going to happen when Ohio State meets Indiana? You know, somebody said that in the comment about your Ohio.
That's
State.
Ohio State and Indiana. That's gonna be a huge game. Because for years and years, Ohio State would always dominate Indiana.
Yeah, somebody in the comments was saying, "Oh yeah, Ohio State ain't gonna be shit once they see Indiana."
Okay,
And
let's
then
go over
somebody
this
else-
real quick.
Somebody else,
Cool.
then-
No,
somebody else
Now
in the
you
comments
got me
back
mad.
and
All right,
forth.
cool. Somebody wants to talk shit. Cool. You beat a shitty Michigan team barely 20-15. You beat a Michigan State team that's even worse 47-10. Then you beat a Washington team that's terrible 31-17. You beat Nebraska 56-7. You barely beat
Ooh.
Maryland. No, you didn't barely. My bad. I looked at the wrong score there. You beat a bad Maryland team 42-28. You beat Northwestern 41-24. Cool, man. You have beaten bad teams. I don't think you played a ranked team. I'm looking. I'm still looking. I don't see a ranked team in your fucking schedule. So, watch out. What's going to happen when the Hoosiers come to play Ohio State? They're going to lose. I'm sorry. They're not going to play well here.
Is the game in? Is it in Ohio? Is it at Ohio State or is it in Indiana?
Cool. I don't know. Let me check.
So
I'm
go
picking it
for
up
it.
right now.
It is at Ohio State. At Ohio State.
You're at Ohio State, brother. You're at. I'm not an Ohio State fan. I am not. I don't like Ohio State,
Hey,
but
where's
I
Rick?
give them respect.
Where's Rig? I want him to hear that.
I'm not. But it's Ohio State. You got to give them respect. I'm sorry. The teams that they have beaten have been terrible. No shit, you're undefeated. Hello?
Yep. Same thing went with Penn State. Penn State was the same way until they lost to Ohio State. And yet they're still number 4.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Now, here's something that to think about too. Does this just prove a point that the Big Ten is like kind of just the huge cock of NCAA football?
Yes. It proves that. Yes.
That's the only thing. That's the best thing I could think of in the moment.
I think I want to go back to a game.
I'm gonna make a highlight clip of your sayings.
I can't wait. Just the stupid shit that just flies out of my
I
mouth.
just agreed with it too, but I was just going. I was letting you say what you had to say, but I was just agreeing with it. But I want to talk about the Ole Miss Georgia game. Okay?
Yes, we have to talk about it. Let's get into some games.
What a game. What a game. It was like it was a great defensive.
Sean, keep your mouth shut, bro.
It was a great defensive game. Georgia goes in and loses to Ole Miss 10-28. I
Which
didn't
pretty
see
much
that.
ruins their playoff chances.
They're at 11. They're at 11. And what's crazy, Ole Miss only moves to 10. So it's
Yeah,
Ole Miss than Georgia. So that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
It was a good game. BYU didn't somebody talk shit about BYU and how they're really good and da 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 da? Didn't they just barely squeak by Utah by 1 point?
Yeah, that was a
Wasn't
crazy
somebody
ending.
talking trash about that too to me?
Probably.
Oh, stop talking. You're playing nobodies and you're barely winning. Oh God, man, it's awesome. I love it. I love it.
Let's talk about Miami getting upset by Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech's always good for one upset each year, and
Yeah.
they took advantage of it this past Saturday. They beat Miami 28-23. Yikes!
Sean said that would be me, bro. And the Utah game is a rivalry.
Oh man,
Sean, I love you.
Yeah, Georgia Tech. They're
I
always
can't-
good for one.
Georgia Tech has upset a few teams this year.
Yep, they played spoiler, just like Vandy.
Yeah, they're like a Vandy. They're like a Vandy team. They're like full
Sneaky
of spoilers, sneak in a game, play really well, play really good defense. I mean, they really had, oh my God, the quarterback.
Oh, who's for Miami?
Yeah,
Ward.
Yep, they really had him
And Ward.
struggling, man. They had him. I mean, he didn't do bad. Don't get me wrong, but there were times like if you look at the stats, right? If you look at the stats, 25 for 39, 348 yards, 3 touchdowns. Oh my God, dude had an amazing game. Bro, that fourth quarter, he couldn't do fuck all.
Right, he had -5 rushing yards too on 5 rushing attempts. -5.
Shout out to the Yellow Jackets, man. That's a school full of just really smart kids.
Yes,
That
And they
school is
deserve-
full of brainiacs, man. And
deserve a win like this.
yeah, shout out to them, man. That was a great win to just go in there and obliterate them. And I know Florida State is the Florida State of this year, and they were terrible. But when Florida State played them, they were ranked very high. And Georgia Tech beat them. They beat UCF. They beat a lot of Florida teams this year. And the only team they didn't get to play is the Gators, I believe.
Yeah.
And they don't play them.
That's too
So
bad.
thank God for that. Because they have a track record of they beat all Florida teams. So all the big teams that really matter. But no, shout out to Georgia Tech, man. I that's awesome that y'all got this win to go in there and beat Miami and humble them a little bit. Take that humble pie and let's chill. But my thing is, that's kind of crazy. They went from number 2 to number 12.
I thought they're number 4. They're number 4.
Okay, regardless.
Yeah, yes, regardless.
4 to 12?
But in the
Oh,
college football
okay,
rankings,
okay.
they're only dropped to number 9.
Oh, okay. Then this isn't right. The where I'm at.
We're on the. Are you looking at the AP list or the college football list?
I don't know. I just backed out of
I think you were looking at the because in the AP list they're number 12. They dropped 8 spots down to number 12, below
maybe
Georgia.
then, yeah.
But in the college football ranking, they're still number 9, and they're still atop the ACC.
I mean, that's the ACC. Let's be real.
I mean, the next team, as they should, Miami doesn't have great wins. They just True, very true. Can we talk about let's talk real quick. I don't want to touch on it too much, but the Bama LSU game. We were talking about LSU earlier.
I'm so happy to see Bama struggling the way they are. Did they win that game? I didn't watch that.
No, Bama beat the shit out of them, 42-13.
Damn it! God damn it!
And there was a lot of people pulling for LSU, but Bama just made a statement. They even had they had Paul Skeens and Livy Dunn as guest pickers on the show.
That just threw me off there.
What, Livy Dunn?
No, they just had that whole rant
Bama
about
won. I wanted them to
struggling.
lose. I didn't even pay attention to it.
Yeah,
Man.
no.
Yup.
Damn it,
Unfortunately.
man. Whatever.
Uh,
I'm tired of Bama.
yeah.
I just don't. And it goes back to what I think me and you were talking about earlier this year, Matt, when that player just undisciplined, nasty,
Yes.
acting like a damn fool.
Like a
Just
crybaby.
Just I don't know.
Like, oh my goodness. I want to see Bama's upcoming schedule. So they play Mercer on Sunday.
Cake.
Mercer? Really?
Cake.
And then they play Oklahoma at Oklahoma. Oklahoma's not that good. And then they end the season with Auburn. With the Iron Bowl.
Okay, that's not bad. That one's not bad.
Not bad.
Yeah, they'll be in the playoffs. Whatever. But they'll lose because they're inconsistent as hell.
No, they'll lose to like, I don't know, they'll lose to like Texas or now if they play Indiana, do you think Bama wins?
I don't know. I haven't watched the Hoosiers. I haven't watched them, so I don't know. I mean,
Right.
Like I'd have to watch some film on them to really be able to give like an honest breakdown on them, but
Yeah.
just not convinced. I'm sorry. Who are you again? What? Where did you come from? Like
Hoosiers.
right? Hoosiers. Like what, dude? Like
Hey, Sean. By the way, Sean, don't get your hopes up. Don't. That's silly, bro. Don't even joke about that.
I'm ready to start starting some shit.
Yeah. I whatever. I one more game that I want to talk about is just
some shit. I'm gonna start every time somebody does those kind of comments. I'm gonna start replying to their shit with your videos.
Which one?
Which one? Abu shit.
Just in general, anytime somebody talks shit about to you, I'm just gonna use our clips and reply back to them.
True. Very true.
I just want to talk about Boise State, man. They're on the outside looking in. They're right there. They're ranked 13, at least on the one that I'm looking at here. They're 8-1. Ashton Gentry with another spectacular game. Granted, yes, I know they played the Nevada Wolfpack. Who is that? They barely beat them 21-28. But Gentry, man, with 34 carries, 209 yards, and 3 touchdowns. That's all he did. The man is a human video game right now. He is having his way. I want to see them play some tough opponents coming up against the Grain Sports, man. We appreciate y'all here. I want to see what
how you doing, my man?
What they can do against some tough competition. It was a really close fight when they played. I got a brain fart here. Oh, when they played Oregon.
Yes.
That was a really close fight. It was 37-34. They're beating the teams they're supposed to beat, man, but some of the games are getting a little close. Like UNLV, that was 29-24. Not a sexy win. That was not a sexy win. This win right now against Nevada, 28-21. Not a sexy win.
Not a sexy win.
I will say that was one of the games I was telling you. I did get a chance to watch a little bit of that. I did fall asleep during it, but I did get a chance to be able to watch them live, and they are entertaining to watch. So I mean, especially watching that motherfucker run the ball, man.
Yeah, he's
unreal. I can't. The only thing that I'm trying to figure out is his size going to translate well to the next level, but he's built so low and his gravity is so crazy, his balance. If he has a chance to be something special all the way up the chain.
Absolutely. Yeah, Ashton Gentry comes in at 5'9", 215 pounds, man. I think he'll be okay, man. He'll be like a what happened? What did he say?
Pull it up again.
If you're talking sexy wins but upset that Miami dropped so many points, I don't know what to tell you.
And that was Miami's lowest score of the year, by the way.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Hey, by the way, if you're still in here, go give Against the Grain Sports a follow. There's a great group of gentlemen over there. Talk a lot of good stuff.
I tune into their show quite a bit. They always have really good things to say.
They talk a lot of good stuff. So make sure you go give them a follow if you're in here, by the way.
I think with that being said, I think we're done with college, man. We could bump over to
I'll say I will say too. Maryland might have lost, but we didn't look as bad against some Ducks I thought we were going to.
No, yeah,
I watched it. I watched that game front to back, and honestly, I didn't think it was going to be until the end. The end, they started doing their thing and stretching it out. But before that, I was like,
they stretched it out on y'all.
Might actually be something. Yeah, I mean, ain't on y'all. I mean,
Coach.
Coach. I'll give myself the flag. I'll give myself the flag on that one.
Oh my gosh. Hey, one thing. We'll move on after this. There's been a lot of just media talk. Hey, we appreciate you guys being here. There's been a lot of BS talk about Coach Prom potentially leaving Colorado and coming to the NFL. You think that happens or no?
It's because the son's about to leave.
Right.
I mean, okay. Would it be out of retrospect? Would it be out of like the question? No, because I mean he's just like everything else, man. He's just trying to grow, right? And where's the big money at? Is the NFL. You get paid big dollars there, unless you're like a big program. And let's be real, Colorado literally hired the man without having the money in their bank account and just hoped that the donors would donate the money to get them the money to pay him. So it's a step up from where he was to move to Colorado. But I don't know if having just one good year, I mean, not a good, it's been a really good year.
Choppy.
No, I think it's been a really good year because you got to remember where Colorado came from. Well, they won like 2 games in like 100 years. I'm just kidding. But they've been they've just been a bad team for so long. And he takes over, shows some kind of flashes of greatness. And now this year he's I know, I get it. They don't have like these great wins and stuff, but they're ranked 17, man, and he's doing stuff with them. So for the rumors to start that he's trying to position himself to go to the NFL, I don't find that not crazy, if that makes sense.
I feel like it would turn into like a Urban Meyer situation where, well, okay, that's a bad example. Never mind, because Urban Meyer kind of screwed himself.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Recruiting in NFL versus recruiting in college is 2 total different things.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know. It'd be interesting to see.
True. Colorado's so much better. Yeah, their defense is crazy. Watching them play here at UCF was insane.
All right. So, what do y'all think about his son at quarterback?
He's not Pete Carroll. Yeah. Shador?
Yeah.
I think he's good, but he's not the next best thing. Like everybody tries to hype him up just because of who his dad is.
Here's my
I don't think I want to hear from everybody in the comments right now. Do you think Prime's name is going to be the reason why he gets drafted?
I don't think that's the reason why he gets drafted. I think that I don't think he's a bad quarterback. He's good, but he's not like first round high pick good.
Now, Travis Hunter, I think Travis Hunter will get drafted before him.
Oh,
Travis Hunter, absolutely.
Travis Hunter plays.
Yeah, like I said, he's good.
Okay.
He's just not elite.
Against the grain, says Shador Sanders is actually good.
No, I will say the one thing I like about him is he knows how to keep a play alive, because the games that I have watched, his offensive line is trash.
Yeah.
So he has to make plays to win games. So I think that he has playmaking ability. I think that he's great in that aspect, but I don't think that he's your next franchise quarterback that's going to be something special. I hope I'm wrong.
Right.
But he hasn't showed me that yet.
I have a hot take. I don't think he looks as good as Caleb Williams when he was in college.
Yeah, but that shit doesn't always transfer over.
Yeah, that's not.
So hopefully, maybe, who knows? Maybe he'll do the opposite.
You know,
maybe he'll do the opposite. Maybe he'll come to NFL and he'll be also
So-
maybe he'll be stellar.
I like that.
Ooh, ooh.
So I gotta agree with against the grain, and I gotta agree with E a little bit here. With I don't think he's a bad quarterback, man. He has no time. He has to make something out of nothing. And when you're a quarterback, right? And me speaking from like a defensive coach of state of mind here,
Sure.
right? I tell my D line, if you create pressure and you create them, if you make them run, and they have to throw on the run, you're more likely to get an interception. Your corners to step up. It helps, right? You don't give a quarterback time. He doesn't always have a lot of time. That O-line isn't that good. And for him to have almost 3,000 passing yards, 24 touchdowns, and only 6 interceptions, I think that's really good, man. I think that's really good. If you haven't watched their games, man, the kid is on the run a lot. He's under pressure a lot. And
Yeah.
I like him, and I can see a low budget Jordan Love, but maybe even just a Jordan Love, if we could see what he looks like with something blocking. I can see him being really good, man. I like him.
That would be the thing, to see how he operates behind an O-line that can actually protect him, and he
Right.
actually has some time. That could be a whole different player.
Yeah. Look, man, looking at this, the KSU game where they played and they lost, he was sacked 6 times.
Was it really?
UCF twice. Arizona, garbage Arizona once. Bearcats once. TTU 3 times. The man is always on the run. So I like him. I'm excited to see what he can do. Here's the thing that we talked about before. When it goes to the NFL, there is no quarterback development anymore. He's one of those guys that I think needs to come in and sit behind a veteran and develop, and then you get thrown into the mix. But if you throw him in there right away, he'll struggle in the NFL. Because I think he did declare for the NFL, did he not?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I saw that he said
He has to. He's a senior, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now here brings me to my next brings us to the next question. Where do you think he lands? It's hard to say who's going to be looking for. I mean, maybe Los Angeles. Tom Brady. Okay, it's good to know. Los Angeles, maybe the Rams, because I mean Stafford's starting to die off.
Yeah, that was going to be my guess right there. I think Cleveland is where he would probably land.
But the thing is, would you think Dion would want to go to Cleveland, or does it really matter where he goes? Jacksonville.
Wherever he goes, they need to. It's like a package deal. You need to make sure you have space for Dion.
Agreed.
So yeah, I can see Jacksonville, because guess what? Hey, guess what? Guess who's on the hot seat?
Doug Peterson.
Doug.
Giants. Oh, Sean, it is a hard life being a Giants fan, man.
All right. Well, I think it's about time we jump into the NFL, man.
Let's
I
do
will
it.
say Fox Sports said that they think that in their mock draft that the Las Vegas Raiders will pick him up.
Ooh, I didn't think about that. Can you imagine Prime that city turning into Prime City?
I mean, that wouldn't be a bad city for him to take over.
That is true, and
He likes
they're looking for. They need it.
the spotlight.
They need another quarterback though. Gardner Minshew's not the answer. I really thought he was going to be coming in this season. Aiden O'Connell's not good, but I think that team could. Yeah, I definitely see it now.
Yep.
So,
I mean that wouldn't. That is one team that needs a quarterback. And
yes, I think people have just forgotten the Raiders suck so bad. Yeah, the Jets too. That is a good point. I think
Good
just the
Rodgers
Raiders are
was
so
bad.
bad this season. Everyone's forgotten about them.
Saints.
Ooh, Saints. Yeah.
Saints need a new head coach. I know homeboy got his little first win or whatever, but
and keep that black and gold too.
they need a quarterback. Interesting. All right, let's go. Let's jump into it. Slam us over into some NFL talk.
All right. I don't have anything for that.
Oh, okay. Anyways, NFL.
Hey, while we're transitioning, if you're spending your Tuesday evening with us, we appreciate you hanging with us. All of you who are in the chat interacting with us, we much appreciate you. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Make sure you're following us on all of our pages. Make sure you're subscribing as well and hitting that notification button every time we go live. We go live every Tuesday. Sometimes we do some watch parties. Definitely, we are starting to grow much, much more each week, and we appreciate you guys in community. So make sure you're still interacting with us. Let's jump into the NFL.
Let's get it.
Absolutely. Hey, shout out to the Against the Grain for real. Shout out to you guys. We appreciate you all hanging in here. Make sure if you guys go give them a follow. Great group of gentlemen down there. We're on a great show down there.
All right, so I think I just want to jump. I want to jump into my Ravens game.
Yeah,
I need
let's
to
jump into the Ravens.
All right, well,
I need to jump.
I do got something for that.
Okay,
Uh-oh.
let's get it. Hell yeah, that was tight. Hell yeah, that was tight. Nah, I want to talk about the Ravens, man. I want to talk. Look, listen. We played against Cincinnati.
I almost called that upset.
You almost did. You almost did, but you didn't.
I almost called that upset. That was crazy.
That's crazy that you're celebrating an almost.
I know, right?
Anyway,
there you go.
We'll get to that, my friend. We will get to that. I want to start with the bad, man. I want to start with the bad so we can end on a high note here. I've got a lot to go over. Obviously,
show us that notebook.
Obviously, the bad's our defense. Our pass defense is it's not bad. It's terrible. It's terrible. Head coach John Harbaugh says we have to play better in our coverages in those situations, especially in the deep middle and the intermediate middle part of the field. He goes on to say, those are our weak points, and we will be continuing to attack that this week. We've allowed 294.9 passing yards per game. That is the most overall, and it is the most in over 9 years. That is embarrassing. This is a team that has been known for defense. And for us, and that's what I fell in love with. I fell in love with the Ray Lewis era, the Ed Reed era, all that stuff.
Terrell Suggs.
And this is what you're giving us right now. 294 passing yards per game. Okay? No team has ever won a Super Bowl with a passer rating, the worst passer rating in the league. Damn. Yeah, exactly. Damn. Okay? This is terrible. This is so bad. Now, everybody wants to jump on the corners and safeties. Look, I get it. That is their job. But what I've been watching and what I've been breaking down and looking at the game, right? Our linemen are not getting pressure. It goes back to what I was saying with Shador, right? If you don't give a quarterback pressure, they're not going to make mistakes. If you sit there and you give Joe Burrow 3, 4, 5 seconds to throw a ball, no shit he's going to go for yard on us. And the quarterbacks that we've played have not been easy in the company of like Baker Mayfields and Joe Burrows. Okay? So for us to not be able to give that pressure, to make that quarterback have to make a faster decision, maybe a sloppy decision for us to pick it off. Now, granted, our corners have dropped interceptions. I think we probably lead the league in dropped interceptions. If that was a stat that people kept track of, it's disgusting. But yeah, I think that's where the defense goes as far. I don't want to, it's the obvious. We all know it. Our defense is bad. But I want to look past just, let's just blame the corners and the safeties. Our D-line isn't getting the adequate pressure that it should be getting. We're not getting down there. We're not creating that rush. We're not creating that hurry up. It's like, okay, well, I got set hike and let me bake a pie. Let me go clean my living room. Like, what, dude? What are we doing? I feel like we've lost our edge there. Bring some pressure. What's going on? You get what? So that's the bad with the Ravens. The good, man. Let's talk about the good. Now I'm excited. All right, the good.
It's like a kid on
His
Christmas.
face is light up like a little kid. Yeah, he's
Like a kid on Christmas. Yeah.
Talk about what I want to talk about.
Per ESPN. So anybody's like, oh, where'd you source that? Per ESPN, we lead in total offense with 4,421 yards.
Holy shit.
In second place, is San Francisco with 3,700. So we're beating them. Unreal. Did you? 4,400 to 3,700. We lead in passing with 2,576 yards. We lead in rushing with 1,826 yards. We lead with points with 318 total points, averaging 31.8 points a game. We've got the offense, and we just need our defense to just step up. I mean, listen to those numbers. Those numbers are crazy. That's what? We're beating. We have 4,400 total yards, and the closest team next to us has 3,700. That's not no chump numbers. That was like almost 700 yards behind us. That's crazy. Love it, man. I love watching this offense play. I almost close my eyes and just pray when the defense is on the field. I just sit there. I pull my blanket up and just peek. Okay, we got to stop. Like, it's that bad. But nah, man.
Really, the crazy thing is that you guys only need 2 or 3 stops a game because you're going to keep scoring.
Yeah.
It sucks to say that because you don't want to give them any points, but as long as y'all get 2 or 3 stops and you guys can burn the clock and do your run game, that's really all your offense needs. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, that's what your team needs to win.
Yeah.
The interesting part is what I can't wait until you talk about how dynamic this offense is, but the players that y'all have, that's what I can't wait for you to get into.
Well, I want you to jump into that clip that I sent you of this guy's stupid Mount Rushmore, right? This was in the beginning of the season, right? Beginning of the season, and this man wants to disrespect the 2-time MVP. You got the clip?
It's with the ugly man. I see this one. Go ahead. We can pop this one
These
here.
are the true stars, superstars even. Jalen Hurts has only gotten better. Josh Allen, even though there are some real valleys, the peaks are so incredibly high. And I understand people are like, wait, is that Caleb Williams? Is that a USC jersey? It is. I know Coach Mangini and others would rather be 6 hours late for the train than a touch early. But I tell you, the moment Caleb Williams got his first college football action, the moment, stepping on the field of the biggest rivalry in college sports as a freshman, Oklahoma, Texas, down 21, and led them to a comeback, I said, that player right there reminds me of a certain someone, Patrick bleeping Mahomes. And much like Mahomes, you knew it immediately when you saw it. He then went to USC, won a Heisman Trophy. He right now is one of the 10 best quarterbacks alive. You can't convince me otherwise. Top 2, second row, self-explanatory. It's guys we've seen before. Tom Brady 2.0 and Peyton Manning 2.0. Unfortunately for them, instead of them just having the rivalry, they have to deal with Godzilla 1.0 at the very top of the mountain, Patrick Mahomes. There is your quarterback pyramid, the Mahomes mountain, if you will.
This man.
What is this guy smoking on?
That's crazy, bro.
You had the 2-time at that point. He was when this was in the beginning of this season. Lamar had just won his second MVP, and you had him on the 4th tier, and you had Trevor Lawrence on 2nd tier, and you called him the Prince, bro. Then you're talking about Caleb Williams like he's God's gift to earth. Are you kidding me?
But it's got to be bait, right? Like,
No. This man,
No.
if you watch his stuff, it is
I've seen his
insane.
basketball takes. They're very dramatic.
Terrible. I think they're just, I don't think it's even for the hot take. I think it's just terrible takes. Like, I think this man believes this because the way he goes to defend is insane.
That seems like bait.
And I'm here to say it right now. Stop talking about Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson and being on the same tier. 6-1 against them. We have beat them 6 times out of the 7 times we have met. Who does Lamar Jackson have to throw to? Funny you asked that, Coach Saul. Let me answer it, Coach Saul. Okay, Coach Saul, right here. Lamar Jackson, in the years of him playing, I'm going to give you his top receivers, right, that have joined his team. He had Crabtree for 1 year at the end of his career. Okay, cool. Hollywood Brown, he had him for 3 years. Hollywood Brown. Yes, okay. Oh,
he's dead to the world now.
Sneed. Question mark. We'll just leave that there.
He was just fast.
Okay.
That was it.
That's it.
What? Who is he? And I went down the list, and outside of Bateman that he has now, and outside of Zay, outside of those two, and he does have Mark Andrews. I understand that, but I'm talking about receivers, not tight ends. Right? You go and look at Joe Burrow, and I'll just say the 2 that he's had his whole career. You got Chase, you got Higgins. You can even go to Josh Allen. Josh Allen, Diggs, Beasley, Brown, Davis. All amazing receivers that had thousands of yards. You can even go talk about Mahomes. All those guys have had an amazing supporting cast to be a great quarterback, and Lamar Jackson is doing this without that.
I know that Mahomes and them are undefeated, but look at his statistics this year since he's had a struggling and injury-ridden wide receiver core. He has, stat-wise, he is abysmal this year.
Yeah,
there's
terrible.
Really no way in hell he should be undefeated. But the man I don't even know if it's changed yet, but up until like 2 weeks ago, last time I looked at his stats, he was still had more interceptions than touchdowns.
Yeah, we could probably pull that up.
This is the year that he doesn't have the strong core, and he's not producing the same.
But they're probably going to make a deep run in the playoffs.
Well,
I mean, they always
so
will, but.
to finish my point with Lamar Jackson, right? Let's everybody likes numbers. Everybody likes stats. He leads in EPA with a 91.4. EPA per dropback, he leads as well with a 0.30. He's number 1 for touchdown to interception ratio, plus 18. He's number 2 in passing touchdowns with 20. Please don't say anybody else deserves this MVP other than Lamar Jackson. Let's make it happen 2 years in a row, back to back. That'll make him 3. And then what do we have to do to talk about making him a top quarterback, right? When do we start talking about is he in the Mount Rushmore of top quarterbacks?
Clearly not for that guy.
No, he's in tier 4.
Daniel, oh my God, Sean!
Even Michael Parsons had something to say, man. On his little podcast thing that he has going on, he said that he's going to be MVP. He's already had an MVP season, and we're only on week 10. Sorry. What does that have to say?
Dude's goated.
So
I mean,
that's my take on the Ravens game.
Honestly,
I don't give a shit about the Cincinnati Bengals. Who day? Go home. Bye. 0-2 this year. That's who you are. 0-2. Have a good night, bitches.
At the end of the day, even your rivalry, even the coach is saying things like this.
Prepared for today at quarterback has done a lot of great things this year. The guy you're preparing for next week has done a lot of great things. Is there any similarities?
Man, be real slow comparing people to Lamar Jackson. That's a multi-time MVP. That's Mr. Jackson. We'll see Mr. Jackson in a few days.
I love that. When I saw that, man, for Tomlin to respect him like that, he said that's Mr. Jackson. That is our rival. That is going to be a hell of a game. And for him to say it like that and be like, be real careful, real slow when you comparing them to, that's what I've been saying. But I was called crazy. Don't compare them because they're not the same. I was called crazy. Oh, you're just a bandwagon fan. No, man. Now you got our own freaking rival. They hate our guts. We hate their guts. Point blank, period. And he says, that's Mr. Jackson.
I agree. I wanted to kick back to one thing about your defense. Do you think Coach Orr is a problem?
Yeah. That was going to be next week's thing. Seeing on.
I jumped the gun.
No, you're good. Stay tuned. That'll be next week's thing.
Especially with the Steelers coming up this weekend.
Especially with the Steelers coming up, and we got more rival games coming up. We could be in a position, if we lose this game, being on the outside looking in as a wild card. That's crazy. Because if we lose these division games, and it's because we cannot stop. So that was going to be my take next week, seeing how we played this week against the rainbow thrown ball of Russell Wilson. Because that boy lobs them bad bitches up in the air.
Says a prayer and throws it out.
Can you play that clip I sent you of Lamar, man? That
I was going to do that as like the closer of your segment.
This
my hand
look, man.
on the thing.
Before you play it, this is just amazing play right here. He's in air. He jumps up in the air and then throws almost like an alley-oop for a touchdown. Like, just amazing. Creating time, getting away. He gets away, and then he just, boop, touchdown. And the way he finishes it, and he's just like, play it.
3rd and goal. Jackson running around. Little jump pass, touchdown. Bateman.
Shout out to my boy.
I didn't catch the 3.
Shout out to my boy Damien. Basketball right there.
That was cool.
I watched the game. Obviously, I watched that clip. I did not catch that until just now when he hit the 3-point. Hey,
he's in mid-air and makes that play, bro. Like, that's crazy.
That's awesome.
In tight coverage. Can we play that back one more time? I'm sorry. I believe there was 3 defenders there.
It's clean.
I just deleted it.
It's all good. It's all good. Nah. I believe there was 3 defenders there, man. And for him to make that play and just like lolly it up.
Yeah, there was 2 off in the front and then 1 behind.
Yeah.
One behind.
Beautiful play. Love
Before we move on, we gotta talk about how clean those uniforms were.
Oh yeah.
I
think those were the uniforms of the year. Those might be the uniforms of the year.
Texas uniforms were really nice.
Ooh, I mean, the red was pretty.
All red. There's a lot of clean ass. Hey, we can't.
I love the flat. I love the flat purple.
Yes,
not a big fan of this logo here. Not a big fan of this logo.
Older one,
but it did look good. It didn't look bad, and the jerseys were just nice, man. Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, man, it's just crazy.
I like the flat helmet color. I'm not a fan of the chrome. I don't really care for the shiny chrome helmets.
So like the Texans had?
If they were like a flat with the same kind of red, that would have been so much more fire to me. But at the same time, I get it. But we can't talk about uniforms, not talk about the Lions all black. That shit was fire. There's been a lot of dope jerseys.
There's been a lot of fire.
My God, I forgot to send you something.
What?
Oh my God.
What happened?
A homeboy from the Lions shitting himself.
Nuh-uh.
Stop it! You did not see that?
I didn't see it.
Wait.
I've been struggling.
Did you send it in the chat earlier this week?
Did I? I thought I did, but I didn't tell him to save it. I might have to pull this up on my phone. Hold on. Oh my God, y'all!
Hey, yes. While he's pulling that up, if you're spending your Tuesday evening with us, we appreciate you all being in here. This is No Rules, Just Sports. Your favorite sports podcast, the best sports podcast in the world, we like to think. No, it is. It is. So make sure you're hitting that like and follow button. Make sure you're subscribing to all of our channels, all the interaction within all of our pages. We appreciate it. Helps build our community.
No.
Oh. Yeah, no, it's Brown.
Oh.
Yeah, he
in the all whites too. That's how
in the all whites. And in the video, y'all look it up yourselves, please, or not. It's up to y'all. But
viewers' discretion advised.
Hey, it's bad. It's as bad as it looks, man. Like it's in the all whites, and it's almost like a lime green kind of color. So my boy had diarrhea. He had some Taco Bell earlier that day,
or he could have had like.
I ain't gonna lie. There was a game where I had to run to a halftime, run to the bathroom, take a mean shit. I thought I was gonna do the same shit. So I feel for that man because your stomach don't care if you're in the middle of a game or not.
Hell no.
Sometimes you gotta run to that bathroom, dog.
I wonder if Buddy's lactose intolerant.
Hey, quick update. Quick update. NBA Pistons beat the Heat 123-121. Hawks and beat the Celtics 117-116.
Wow.
Magic shit all over the Hornets 114-89. Knicks are currently beating with 49 seconds 107 to the 76ers 97. Jazz game just started, so we'll be okay with that. And then the boring snooze fest game of the Raptors Bucks. Bucks are finally scoring some buckets, 88-67 currently with 10 minutes left in the third quarter.
Finally starting to pull away.
I mean, they're actually going to beat the worst team in the East?
Right. Ooh, shocker.
I know, right?
What a game, though. How about them Hawks, huh? Coming back. I want to look at that, the box scores there.
Yeah, for sure.
But let's talk about since we're on the Texans and Detroit game, man. Let's talk about it, man. What a game. That
was, oh my goodness. That was just, I don't know. There was so much going on in that game. It hurt.
I agree. It was.
Where do you even start? Where do you even start?
Okay, so first of all, between both quarterbacks, you had 7 interceptions.
That's
bad. 5 of them came from Goff himself.
That's
for them.
If you're a Jared Goff fantasy owner, rip.
If you're able to throw 5 interceptions and still come out with the win
the game,
that is insane.
That's fucking.
They did not deserve to win that game either.
No,
100% did not deserve to win that game.
No, it was a heavily fought, like, but here's the thing. Going back and watching the game, right? We're me and my boy, we're over there shooting pool, and I'm watching the game here and there, and I'm just looking over every so often. Let me tell you something. That defense from the Lions stood straight up, and at the second half of the game, didn't allow the Texans to do a damn thing. Shut
them out.
Thing.
Shut
them out. So, as a Texan, I'm pissed. because we started off so hot. We went 23. We were up 23. 23-7. 23-7. You thought it was lights out. The Lions kept fighting. The Lions kept going and didn't quit. Comeback win 26-23.
And what a story about Jake Bates.
Oh, yeah.
It's an amazing story.
Kicked the field goal. We've talked about it before.
Yeah. Kid is first of all, he's a Houston local. So that's amazing right there. But the fact that he was selling bricks last year?
Yeah.
And it was just no shot of him being in the league. And now he's arguably one of the top kickers in the NFL.
You know who else I really like on that team right now is that dynamic running game between both Gibbs and Montgomery.
It's dangerous.
I've
their offense.
A million times. Montgomery's a fucking monster.
Yeah.
And Gibbs came into his own. That's a crazy two-headed beast right there.
And it's like when you have one doing good, the other one is still right there behind.
Just picking up the slack.
Right. Like Gibbs, he was the pop-off this week. 19 carries for 71 yards. Montgomery, 12 carries for 32 yards. You don't think that's that great. But those 32 yards were those hard inching yards that they needed.
Right.
One touchdown between them both. Yeah. I mean, listen, that is I cannot wait to see them go to the Super Bowl. Oops, I shared my league already.
That's crazy.
So that game, beautiful game.
Other thing too, on the Texans side, CJ Stroud just didn't really look comfortable in the pocket.
Look at the defense he's playing up against. That defense is physical, is tough. They get there. Shit, the man doesn't even care that he shit himself. He's still out there playing, trying to get you, dog. Smelling like hot ass. What?
Right, he's ready to give you the Hitler list.
Yeah, he's
so horrible.
Oh my! He's gonna get us canceled, man. We're getting canceled, bro.
Oh my
just joking,
God.
by the way. Oh my God.
We're just joking.
Hey, you're glad we on TikTok tonight, bro.
Oh,
TikTok would have canceled it immediately.
FBI knocking on our door. FBI, open up.
Open up.
Oh man, nah.
Holy cow, bro.
That team, man, is so physical that of course you're making him look uncomfortable, you know.
Right.
And even Stroud, man, he threw 2 picks that game. So shout out to the Lions, man. That was a big win. I know Houston's been up and down, but Houston's still, in my opinion, a really good
Still
team.
like a
even without
division.
Diggs. Yeah.
Well, and they get Nico Collins back this week for sure. I did read up on that. He was a game time decision on this past Sunday, and I made the dumbass choice of leaving him in my lineup. So that kind of killed me.
Good job.
Nice.
I know, right? Not in our league. Not in our league.
Anytime I see a game time decision, unless it says that he practiced small, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And there's it's almost expected that he plays, but I'm not taking that chance.
True.
I'll take that L if he does play and it does good, just because I've been burned so many years for that shit. Oh,
Right.
yeah, game time. He's definitely gonna play. This is a game he needs. Nope. Psych. 0.
Yep. But what a great Sunday night game though. That was a great Sunday night game to watch.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now let's talk about it. Let's talk about a game that no one wanted to watch over in Germany. New York Giants and the Carolina Panthers. Yeah.
We sent the fucking turd bowl to another country to try to bring them into
Again.
Yeah, why do we
Again, right.
We've done this numerous times this year, and it's just driving me insane.
I
Correct.
don't get it, man.
Carolina Panthers win in overtime, 20-17. I mean, talk about an absolute slugfest. I just had it on as a background noise. I was doing other stuff, but I mean, talk about some terrible. Sorry, Sean.
Speaking of,
Wow.
Oh my God.
And World War I too. But We finally got our retribution.
Oh, that's crazy.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I watched like 5 minutes of that game, and I was like, you know what? I don't have the mental capacity to watch this right now. I just don't.
Honestly, I watched majority of it. Unfortunately,
I watched it.
It was bad. And the thing is, I can't even think about what to talk about because it was just that bad. I mean, it just wasn't anything interesting.
Right.
I want to bring up. I just want to bring up both quarterback stats.
Sure.
Are you guys sitting on the edge of your seat? Are you ready? On the edge. Don't pass out. You might be too excited. Bryce Young went 15 for 25, 126 yards. Are you kidding me? Go over to Daniel Jones' side, 22 for 37, 190 yards, 2 interceptions. Wow. What a performance, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give a round of applause for that.
Is this a bad time to say I'm a Giants fan? Or
yeah. No, yeah, it is. No, yeah, it is. It is.
Hey, you can join Sean, bro, in the chat.
So, yeah, that's fun. That's fun. I think we can skip past this game, though. Did anything else happen that matters?
Tyron Tracy looks like he's turned into the number 1 running back. 18 carries, 103 yards, and a touchdown.
We have the first pick at least.
There you go. That's the only positive thing out of that.
Yeah, you gotta look for at least a little positive.
Right. Well, and Hubbard also popped off. He had 28 carries for 153 yards himself.
He did just extend with the Panthers too. I saw that.
Yes, he did.
He's staying there.
Yes. I believe that him and Miles Sanders got carted off the field though, but I think Hubbard got hurt during that game as well.
That's crazy, and he still popped off like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we're skipping over that.
Cool. Great game.
SKOL Chant.
SKOL Chant.
Is it good?
Yes, sir.
Damn, you made Matt disappear.
Hey, he went like this in the video too.
Yeah.
He came, he's gone. But so to talk about the Minnesota Vikings, to say I was disappointed. We looked good on all the drives until we got to the fucking red zone. And then our beloved Sammy boy threw 3 interceptions. One of them was in the fucking end zone. When we literally were driving, we looked great all the way up the field until it counted, until it actually meant something, and it wasn't like we just shit the bed and had to kick field goals. We turned the fucking ball over. It just to say that our dynamic offense has been doing great all year. We didn't even get into the end zone against a struggling Jacksonville team. I was not a very happy fan. Did we get the win? Yes. Did we deserve the win? No. Because like I said, we looked good all the way up until when it counted. And that was getting touchdowns, getting field goals, putting points on the board. And we had to kick 4 field goals to win the game. So, I mean, one thing I can say, obviously, this is one thing, Coach, when you were talking earlier about your Ravens team, talking about having a bad pass coverage, having bad secondary, but being able to utilize the rushing and pressure of the quarterback. That is one thing that I think that Brian Flores does very well.
Mm-hmm.
He knows that our weakness is our secondary, so he blitzes or he does the hiding.
Yeah,
do the fake and drop back to where he's constantly making that quarterback second guess himself.
Makes perfect sense. That's why my next week's segment is going to be about that. How are we not capitalizing on not capitalizing? Sorry, that's wrong. Wrong choice of words. How is us as the Ravens knowing that, and everybody in the league knows our secondary is weak, and we are not bringing adequate pressure. We're trying to hide it in some kind of way. So, yeah, go ahead.
That is one thing that I think that Brian Flores does great, is that he knows that our secondary is our weakness, but when he puts the pressure on the quarterback so much, that's why he's creating turnovers by our secondary, because our secondary doesn't have anything really. We have a past the prime Gilmore. We have, we don't have crazy names in our secondary. And if you think about it, we didn't really add. He's the only addition that we added over the offseason. And last year, we were getting destroyed in our secondary in the passing game. So that's one thing that I do like about him. I think that he does great with scheming. He does great with finding a way to make our defense better than it actually is. But yeah, I mean, it's not much I can really talk about in this game besides the fact that we look terrible against a struggling Jacksonville team. And after having 2 losses back to back, it's just like I wanted to see some fucking anger and some rage and like this. Let's take it out on these guys, because we don't. I don't know. It's making me like second guess. Like we're gonna make it to the playoffs, but what are we gonna do when we get there? We're going against other teams that deserve to be there too.
What's the
because right now, if we were playing like we were the first part of the season, I would be more than confident. But the last 3 or 4 weeks, I'm not sold anymore. I'm starting to lose my confidence, and I just hope that we find a way to get that back, get that magic back.
Hey, at least some of us have confidence in their team. Sneak preview coming up here on No Rules, Just Sports.
That sounded so sad.
It is sad. It's about to get really sad in here.
You guys are gonna in pretenders and contenders today are coming up, and then we're also gonna put our little too early Super Bowl predictions this week as well. We're gonna get Damien to chime in on this, so we're just gonna let Damien guess it completely, because Damien is not a football head. And I want Damien, do me a favor while we talk about here. Just look up top teams and
I'm gonna research.
Yeah, let us know who you think would make it to the Super Bowl.
I have one team already. I'll save it.
What's the status on Aaron
Jones? You can't say the Giants because they're not making
not the Giants.
What's Aaron Jones looking like? I know he that was a big loss.
Hold on 1 second. I did not look today. Suffered a chest injury. I knew that. There's a video of him talking about it, but I'm gonna see if I can get the. Let me see. I know I saw a Vikings fan in here. If he knows before I can find it.
But at least you know what, Cam Akers. I guess they got Cam Akers for a reason.
He said the only reason I got car off was because the X-ray machine was on a whole other side of the stadium. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have been carted off. So I mean, that's good.
So I guess he couldn't walk. I guess maybe he just got a free ride. Or
when you have to be helped off the field, I'm used to it being the most dire moment. That clearly wasn't the case. It was just a far X-ray machine. So I don't see anything about when if he's planning on being out. That's just all he said about it.
Gotcha.
I hope you were here for my Ravens flock take there, sir. So, just saying, it was a good take. I kind of went in. I kind of went in, but nevertheless, here we are. What's next? What do we got, Matt?
I want to talk about. I want to talk about still. I want to talk about this. Was it?
Were you still going?
No, I was out. My thing, like I said, at the end of the day, if we can get back to playing how we were playing in the beginning of the season, my confidence will be reborn. But the thing is like with the NFL season, once you start going down that hill, if you don't have a momentum turn game, you're just going to keep going down it. And I'm just we've had multiple losses back to back, and then we played that bad against a struggling team. We just have to have a bounce back game, and it's making me a little nervous. That's it.
7-4.
That's it.
I want to talk about this Steelers Commanders game. I want to talk about a great game that was to watch. Not just to watch, but just two
It was a really
solid
good game.
teams going at it.
It was a good battle.
Yeah.
It was a nice win. It was a nice win for the Steelers.
Squeak by 28-27.
Commanders
After,
definitely fumbled that.
Yeah.
They had the opportunity and they just
Where's
didn't.
Courtney, by the way? It's been real quiet in the chat.
So here's my thing with that. It was crazy for how was that not a first down? He caught the ball on the hash.
There she is.
He turned his body. Well, Courtney was quiet because her team lost, so she was just chilling. But I'm actually here to defend them. You miss me, huh, Matt?
No comment.
Listen, I'm here to defend the Commanders. Okay. He catches the ball on the hash, turns his body towards. Now, mind you, the first down marker is on the hash. It goes under review, and it's still not enough data. What?
Yeah, that was questionable.
Hello? How does that make any sense? If the first down is on the hash, he catches it on the hash, and then he turns his body towards, then finally gets contact. How and in what way was he not a first down? To me, when I was watching it, I was like, oh, this is a no-brainer. We go and we keep playing pool table, me and my boy, and we're playing pool. I go to look, game's called. Game over. They're kneeling the ball. What? Even in slow-mo, you could see it. So I want to say that the Commanders were kind of robbed of that game. And I know I'm a Ravens fan talking about the Steelers, but man. All right, brother, take it easy, man. Come on. That don't make sense. Anyways, that's the frustrating. I think that's like probably the more frustrating part of that whole game. It was a good game. Don't get me wrong. Nevertheless, it played out to be what it was. It was going to be a good match. It shows that it does show the Commanders are about a year away from being actual contenders. If that means anything to y'all. To me, it shows that they're about a year away from being like legitimate contenders. You just need Jaden Daniels to mature a little bit and get that
and stay healthy.
Get that behind him. So,
you know what?
So
you know what? Thinking about that, the one thing that I saw after this game was a lot of people all of a sudden on the bandwagon that this is the year for the Steelers. That this is it. This is their Super Bowl run. Literally, after that win, everybody had this guy follows us on TikTok. Obviously, I've talked to him a couple of times during his live. He's a big Steelers fan. He was one of the ones he posted. Is like, this is our year. This is our year to win the Super Bowl. And I was like, I think that y'all are contenders to be in the playoffs, but I'm not seeing a Super Bowl winning team.
I'm not seeing a Super Bowl.
He's saying that because he has 6 division. The Steelers have 6 division games coming up.
Right. And we beat the Commanders. Okay. Commanders come back and score a couple points in the fourth quarter once we went on cruise control and we had our backups in. But we beat them. Like, it wasn't a close fight. Like, it did not look good. Y'all struggled hard. And I know it's like hard to compare game to game, but I'm going to do it. And I just did it.
Yeah. No, that was a great comparison. How about the George Pickens catch, though?
No, that was nuts.
That was
a
insane. Great catch.
He's been crazy awesome. ever since Russ popped in. He's just been making stupid fucking catches.
Yeah, because
Russ has that lollipop throw, man, that just goes up and then drops right in the basket. So it makes for great catches. Awesome.
Every week, I feel like that man has a highlight catch.
Yeah. And thank God, because the Steelers' offense needs someone like him.
Yeah.
Their offense just needs a big receiver like that, a big playmaking receiver like that.
Yeah, definitely.
So, and then Mike Williams also had a touchdown. That was his only catch of the game after he got traded from the Jets. Nothing special there, but yeah, that was definitely an entertaining game. I think that was one of the most entertaining games to watch this weekend, besides the Texans and the Lions.
All right, on to Cowboys Nation. I want to hear this take. He's been avoiding it, ladies and gentlemen.
I know.
It's about to go down. That was actually really cool. Hell yeah, that was dope.
It's such a cool video for such a fucking disappointing team. for such a shit show.
Here they go. We still the boys.
What a start to Cowboy Nation, ladies and gentlemen.
Like I said last week, it really it's breaking my heart that I have to keep watching. There's 7-8 more weeks of this season. I have to keep watching this team, man. It's really getting hard to watch this team. I can't avoid the clownness, man.
Every single episode he does this. He waits at least until this segment to say that every single episode. If he doesn't, somebody else always asks the same question.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't even know what there is to talk about with this game. Straight up, the Cowboys suck. Clearly Cooper Rush and Trey Lance were not the answers. There's nothing going for this team right now. So congratulations to all you Cowboy haters. The season's officially done. So go ahead and celebrate. Do whatever you want. Fireworks, whatever. And I will say, Washington fans, y'all better watch out for the Eagles.
This guy's a proud Cowboys hater here.
Cooper Rush, 13 for 23, 45 yards. Are you fucking kidding me?
45 yards.
45. Bro, I
like
could throw more yards than him.
A lot like the afternoon and evening game because that's when I started feeling like shit.
That's fine. It was not worth watching this game unless you were an Eagles fan. It was not worth watching this game.
45 yards.
45.
Crazy.
Or 5. It was piss poor. And yet, Jerry Jones and Mike McCarthy is praising Cooper Rush. Oh, he went 5-1 when Dak was out last time. Okay, that was 2 years ago. Like, come on. Pathetic. And Trey Lance, it was exciting when Trey Lance came in, but he didn't do much better. It doesn't seem like he fits in the system right now. Now, it's something that can obviously change, and you can't blame him either because he hasn't played in a regular season game in over 2 years since he tore his ACL in 2022. CeeDee Lamb kept missing a wide open catch because the sun was in his eye. What? I've seen plenty of players catch touchdowns in that end zone with the sun in their face. So as much as I love you, CD, come on, man. It was right there. It was there for the catching. You could have avoided this embarrassment that you put on the field this past weekend.
So, how do you feel that with Micah Park, didn't he come back?
He did come back. He had one sack and Finally, Trayvon Diggs finally had an interception. I never thought it was going to happen this season. So, but I'm really just lost for words at this team. Mike McCarthy, if I'd be shocked if he makes it through the season without being fired. But knowing Jerry Jones, he's gonna keep him until the season's done, and then he'll fire him the day after the season ends.
Or he'll just extend him like he does with everybody else. That's
I might light my hair on fire if that actually happens. Oh, and by the way, for all you piss poor pieces of shit out there who are laughing and praising for Dak Prescott for being out for the season, fuck you. I don't care if you hate the Cowboys that much. I don't care if you hate Dak Prescott that much. You don't cheer for an injury like that just because the team sucks. So I hope you fall and eat shit. That's what I'm going to end on for tonight. This team sucks. This team sucks.
You should never cheer for an injury. It's kind of like what we were talking about with the Brown situation. You should never cheer for somebody's season to be over, injury to be happening.
All right, don't disrespect the Bears like that.
Something like that.
Bottom line, it's disappointing watching this team, and I hope all you Cowboys haters are happy.
All right, on to the next segment. We love you, Matt. Listen, it's tough, man. Listen, if there's anybody I feel for, is my boy down here, man. Matt, listen, he's had a hell of a season. His Cowboys completely suck ass. His New York Yankees flopped in the World Series. His Ducks are ass. And my boy just got off of a 12-hour shift, so he's going through it right now. So let's fly through these next few segments, man. I think we covered everything at this point. I think it's about time for some hot seat action going on. And then we'll get into pretenders and contenders. So, E, you got that magical button?
Yes, sir. Need to put a sound effect to that.
Just like a burning, somebody screaming in agony.
Oh, that's kind of wild.
Maybe I'll start crying
Sean,
after the next
easy,
Cowboys
man. We
game.
appreciate you being out here, dog.
Hey, Sean, love you, bro, man.
Listen.
Damn, he really does just be waiting for the Cowboys segment and then dips out.
I'm gonna take the lead on this bad boy, and then y'all can just jump in. So we got two easy ones, right? I can go after Doug Peterson and Mike McCarthy. Two easy ones. Mike McCarthy, terrible. Doug Peterson, actually hot take-ish here. He competed with a pretty strong team. So I think his hot seat isn't as hot as we'd like to say it is with the Vikings, and he's done pretty decent right now. So, but anyways, the easy takes are Mike McCarthy, Doug Peterson. And this one's not that crazy, especially because they just made some moves. But the Bears head coach is on a land of delusion, and it is insane.
You couldn't even say his name.
Matty Eberflus.
Close enough.
Okay.
Eberflus.
He is in a land of delusion, man. He went on a radio show and he said, and he pretty much essentially says that his OC needs more time. Excuse me? You've had 10 games and you need more time? The Bears are 3-19. The Bears lose 3-19 against the Pats, man. Making the Pats look like they're the Pats are the old. That OC and his play calling, I was watching some of the game, and I noticed a few times he would have 4 receivers clumped up in one area. As a defensive coordinator, that is amazing. Yes, do that all the time, because I can send one guy over there and he can block all 4 of your fucking retards over there. Why don't you clump up? And it's not once, it's not twice, it's a lot. It happens a lot. You watch the film and it's like, what is this? The They've lost 3 straight games, only scoring 27 points and averaging 277 yards per game, third lowest in the NFL.
Was it last week you gave that stat? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your train of thought.
Yeah. No, I didn't get this stat, no. They lost 3 straight and only scoring 27 points. Like, can you imagine that? Can you imagine being a Bears fan and having all these weapons and having all these people on the staff, having the Moore, having the Williams, having this, having that, and you've only scored 27 points in 3 games? What? So this morning, the Bears, I was going to do a breaking news, but I felt like I'd just keep it for the show. The Bears do part ways with Shane Waldron, the OC.
Yeah, that shit was funny.
Play that clip, please.
That shit's funny.
Bears fans are super interested about the offensive coordinator coming in, Shane Waldron. What can you tell them about who they just hired to try to get this offense where it needs to go?
This is live?
Yeah, we're not live. We're not live.
I'm playing. Good luck to y'all. I mean, he's a great person.
They didn't have anything. They couldn't say shit. They were like, shit, is this live?
Brother, he asked if it was live first before he wanted to say anything. And then he had to choose his words very carefully. This was in the beginning of the season. This was an interview in the beginning of the season.
He didn't even make it through the season.
My man knew that guy was worthless. Good luck to y'all. What? That's the first thing you got to say. He's a nice guy.
Man, disrespectful as fuck.
No, that was him being polite.
Yeah, he was just trying to be polite.
He wasn't
like, asked if it was
he
live.
sucks ass, by the way. No, he's terrible. You guys just got hoed. So that's my number one take. I know he just fired the OC, but man, the blame's got to fall on your shoulders as well, my friend. Right? So let's see who they bring up or what they do now. Let's see what happens to Caleb Williams, because man, they're making Caleb Williams look so bad. I don't think he's as bad as he looks. This is a Bears problem. I don't think this is a Caleb Williams problem. He doesn't look great at the same time, but hopefully with some play calling, changing it up, play to your, coach to your players' abilities, right? And I don't feel like they're doing that with him right now. So that's my number one coach on the hot seat. My number two coach on the hot seat is the New York Giants head coach, Brian Poopyhead.
That was one of mine as well.
Dude, 6-11 last year. They're 2-8. They almost went 700 days without a touchdown.
Jeez.
Ladies and gentlemen, I will repeat that again. They almost went 700 days without a touchdown scored. Per Fox Sports, ladies and gentlemen, I got this source from Per Fox Sports. They're averaging 309 yards, 16 touchdowns. Their offense is ranked 23rd. Their defense is ranked 17. Not terrible, but they're dead last in a very difficult division. Okay, I get it that the Cowboys aren't that great, but the Cowboys will beat the Giants. I know you're mad. Listen, I get it, but your team will beat that team.
Okay.
Then you have the Commanders that have only gotten significantly better. And like I said before, this is not their year. They will be that team next year, though. Then you have a great Eagles team that is continuing their role. I can maybe see them taking maybe a step down next year because they're getting older. But then at the same time, I can see them kicking it up even higher. So now you're going to be in fourth place for a while. And then you get rid of Saquon and give it to your rival.
And he's popping the fuck off.
Yeah.
Speaking of, did y'all see what he said about after that game when he did the backwards hurdle, the reverse hurdle? Did they drug tested him immediately after the game?
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yeah. I mean, what are we doing here? Whose bright idea was to get rid of this man?
I don't understand that shit either, man.
So, for that reason, my two hot seats is Giants head coach, Bears head coach. Get him out of here. Get him gone.
I'll go next just because we share one. I had the Giants head coach as well. My second one is Kevin Stefanski. Because he hasn't had bad rosters the last couple of years. But he hasn't been able to really do anything with it. And he's one of them guys, like when he was our coordinator for the Vikings, he was great. He's one of them, maybe he's just one of them guys that's just not made to be a head coach. Like, just stay with what you're good at. I just don't think it's translating with the weapons that he's had in the roster. Because at one point, I remember was it 2 years ago or was it last year? Their roster was fucking stacked. And what do they have to show for it? Nothing.
Right.
I just don't think that I just don't think that he's just not that guy to be the head coach over there.
It's such a bad organization too, man. Like it's hard to be a Browns fan, bro.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna sit there and you're gonna be a diehard fan of a team and they suck almost always. It's hard.
And then they had the opportunity to turn the page. Because I said they got the roster. They started getting the pieces. They started putting together a team on paper that looked like it was supposed to be contenders in that tough-ass division. And then they just haven't done shit.
It's a tough, and it is a tough division. And it is a tough division.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, obviously it is.
I do know a couple of Browns fans. I know a couple of those diehard Browns fans.
And it's just it's to me, I just think that it's time to hit the reset button. If I was
but how many times are going to reset that organization's had a million and zillion quarterbacks, head coaches? I don't know, man. I don't know. Honestly, the Browns are so messed up that I don't even know where you could begin to start
to rebuild.
Because where do you rebuild at?
Yeah.
You throw a nuke at the whole facility and just sell it? Because it's bad. Like, there's so much
all these
garbage and bad decisions going on over there. You had a Baker Mayfield, didn't do a damn thing with him, and he goes to Tampa Bay and just goes ape shit.
Yeah.
All these war jokes. It was Veterans Day yesterday.
Semper all my Marine Corps. Semper all my Marine Corps boys. We had our birthday on Saturday.
Oh, yeah, happy birthday, Marines.
Was it Saturday? Damn, when was the 10th?
Yeah, 10th was Sunday.
Sunday, my bad. On Sunday, happy birthday, Marine Corps. And then obviously Veterans Day was yesterday. Shout out to all our vets out there, man. I'm a vet myself. I was in the Marine Corps from 2009 to 2013,
if you look
man.
At this up here, right there, that's a picture of my dad in his Marine attire. Actually, that clock up there is I can't point shit. Fuck! That clock up there is a Marine clock as well.
These are my coins from my unit when I was in boot camp.
Hey, there you go.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir. I like that case.
Actually, everything in this room is Marine. If I were to take you on a tour of this room, that's not obviously stuff's covered because it's the show, but everything in this room is the military room.
Good stuff.
Oh yeah,
good stuff.
Matt, what do you got? Hot seat.
So you already know. I think we all agree on the obvious. Mike McCarthy needs to get the fuck out of Dallas. Doug Peterson also needs to get out of Jacksonville.
He's a great coach.
Doug Peterson needs to get out of Jacksonville. Chemistry's not working. I mentioned this one a couple weeks ago. It was last week, the week before. Todd Bowles down in Tampa Bay. And I'll tell you why. If you look at the Buccaneers schedule, it is their division to lose, pretty much. They have yeah, because the Falcons, first of all, the Falcons swept them. So, but looking beside that, the Buccaneers have the Giants, the Panthers, the Raiders, the Chargers, the Cowboys, the Panthers, and the Saints. That is their remaining schedule.
That's like trying to throw somebody a fucking alley-oop.
That is like serving you on a silver platter. That is serving you the playoffs on a silver platter right there. So
can I say something?
Sure.
What happened after they played us? They lose Evans and Godwin.
They lose God.
I had a little brain for a second. Right? So they lose to us. Then they lose to the Falcons. Then they lose to the Chiefs. Then they lose to the 49ers.
Which was a heartbreaker, by the way. They had to
lose 4 games straight. And when I said that they were not going to be able to rebound without those two, people were like, oh, he's playing so good. Baker Mayfield, blah, 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 blah. Granted, all 4 of those teams are really good teams. All 4 of those teams are, and they all were pretty much nail biters all the way through. But they don't have the pieces anymore.
Yeah, he's still playing good ball. He still has that dog. He just doesn't have the weapons to complete what he's trying to do. That's the problem.
True. So, I still stand with my opinion. I think Todd Bowles can easily lead this team to the playoffs. And if he fails to do so, I think he's on the hot seat. Because the Buccaneers they have a more than easily capable schedule right there to lead themselves into the playoffs. Second one, and you're going to be shocked, y'all are going to be shocked by this. Sean McVay, Los Angeles Rams. I think something is not clicking in the Rams organization. Yes, they made the Super Bowl and won it 3 seasons ago. But something after that, they tanked after that. They only made the playoffs. I mean, they made the playoffs last season. They were one and done after that. But something is just not clicking in that organization. And I think Sean McVay is kind of being held responsible for that. So,
I agree with you though, because I mean I think I brought that up like when we won one of our first hot seats. I said McVay needed to go, and everybody kind of like turned a weird eye.
That was one of the surprising hot takes you did.
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, wait till Puka comes back." Da 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 da. And then they lost some questionable games. They lose to the Bears, they lose to the Packers, but then they go on a winning streak, and they beat the Raiders, obviously. Then they beat the Vikings. That was a shocker. And then they beat the Seahawks. That was another shocker. But then they go and they play the Dolphins, and then they lose
on Monday night. That's the game we didn't
highlight. To a struggling Dolphins team.
Which I call that upset, by the way. Thank you.
Which you, if you go back and you look at it too, you see dumbass Tua leading with his head. Play that clip, please.
I went up to that dude that intercepted me and asked him, like, bro, you couldn't just like ran out of bounds or like cut back. It's like you seen me and I seen you. Like you wanted to just run me over. He told me after the game he's like there's no room there, like there was nowhere else to go. So he got to do what he got to do to help his team win games, and I wasn't planning on using my head to go hit.
Motherfucker, what?
This motherfucker said I wasn't meaning to lead with my head and block him. He gets, if you watch the whole play, if you watch it like full motion, he gets kneed right in the fucking side of his head. This guy is literally. I wasn't even trying to be funny that we might watch a man get carted off the field like during that game. I said it to y'all because he's just
he's sacrificing his body every single week.
God dang, dog.
I wonder if he got concussed on that play, and that's what sparked him to say that.
Yeah, he didn't sound like he was making any sense.
I just thought it was funny. He was like, you couldn't have just like ran out of bounds or something. Like, no, he wants to fucking get more yards. He wants to run your ass over. If you're standing in front of me and I'm bigger than you, I'm trying to go through your ass.
Especially if you're the quarterback. I'm a defensive guy. I'm gonna destroy you.
I'm gonna fucking lower my shoulder the same way if I was trying to tackle you. Like, I'm not fucking going out of bounds for you, dog. I want to get that extra couple of yards, even if you do tackle me.
Right.
So yeah, for them to lose to a struggling
Dolphins team. Yeah, they've been all over the place this season.
Then they go, and their schedule doesn't soften up, man. They go up against a Patriots team that's defense is looking really nice. And then they play the Eagles. Saints is kind of like a whatever game. The new head coach, a special teams guy, he looks like he knows what he's doing. Really weird looking, by the way. Then they play the Bills, then the 49ers. They can find themselves really quick in trouble.
Yeah. That Bills game is gonna be rough.
I can see what you're saying, Doc. I see it. I back it.
And you know what? It might be good for him because it might be good for a fresh start for him somewhere else. I'm not gonna get my hopes up, but maybe Dallas.
I mean, I don't think that he would. I don't think that it'd be a bad idea for him to go somewhere else.
No,
he's a young guy, youngest coach.
I think is it him or is it Mike McDaniel?
Well, he was at one point.
I think Mike McDaniel got him. We're talking about Sean McVay on the Rams. So, hey, Jerry, he might be there for you.
Oh, brother. Well, yes, I think that wraps up our hot seat right now. I think we can bump over right now to contenders or pretenders.
Hit it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, today we got ourselves a good one. We got ourselves one that might hit home to somebody. We got ourselves one where their colors are eerily close to my team. We got to talk about it. We got to see where everybody sits on this table here. The Minnesota Vikings. Are they contenders or pretenders?
I'll go first.
Yeah, I'll go last on this one.
Yeah, he's going to go last.
Absolutely. Sorry, my son was just talking to me for a second.
You're good. You're good.
Matty Ice, what do you got, man? I'm taking King Roos's also. We're going to let him just spitball some stuff out here. What do you got, Matty Ice? Contenders, pretenders. Can the Minnesota Vikings be contenders this year? What do you got?
I think they can be contenders. I'm going to say contenders right now. I think they have all the weapons they need. Yes, I mean, preseason we talked about it, their secondary kind of got chopped up a little bit. Offense, Sam Darnold is playing great right now. I mean, they had a rough game against Jacksonville. We heard you talk about it on SKOL Chant. But looking ahead, I mean, 7-2 is still a great record. They have a pretty decent schedule coming up, but I think it's definitely within their reach to be a contender this coming postseason. So I'm taking contenders for the Minnesota Vikings.
All right. So we got contenders for the Minnesota, the 7-2.
7-2.
7-2 Minnesota Vikings. Mr. Russo. What do you got?
All right. 7-2. Great record. Great record. Great color scheme. Beautiful color scheme.
Some would say the best.
Some would say the best color scheme. And cool logo. I'm gonna go contender.
Okay.
I think we have a contender here.
Okay.
I love
All
it.
right.
I love the take.
It's the most honest take of the night.
Not biased.
Not biased at all. All right, so here we go. Saul's going to come in here, and I'm going to say the Vikings have played great football this year, but they have also played god-awful football this year. They have won games that they should have won, but then the games that they really, really should have won, like the Jaguars, it was scary.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Colts, Jets. There's been some games where you're just sitting there like, really? What are we doing here? So for that reason, I'm going to have to label them with pretenders because that Lions team is looking too nasty over there. And I get it. It was a little close for what was that saying?
Close
Too
for
close
comfort.
for comfort. Battle with the Texans, but it is the Texans, right? Lions handle the Packers. Lions beat the Texans. They're playing really good ball. So if I'm looking at it that way, and I hate to say it because I do thoroughly enjoy watching the Vikings play because I do like seeing Sam Darnold get his time, get his chance, and do his thing. So, but I'm going to hit them with pretenders because they have not been too consistent with games that they should be winning. And I believe their schedule, hold on, is only going to get harder from here. I mean, they got some easy games. They got the
pretty easy.
Yeah. Titans,
Besides
Bears. Titans, Bears. They play the Cardinals, team that's been doing pretty well. Has won a few. Falcons, they're the leading in their division. They play the Bears again. They play Seattle. That's going to be a tough game. Then they play the Packers. That's going to be a tough game. And then they play the Lions, and that's going to be a tough game. I can't say that all Bears games are going to be easy. It's rivalry games. You just never know when it comes down to it. So realistically, you got out of the 8 games left, you have like 3 easy games, you can say. So I'm going to hit him with pretenders. Sorry, E, don't kill me. Love you. Your turn.
Dude, I get it. So I'm not sold on Darnold.
Ooh.
I'm not sold right now because, yes, he has looked good in the beginning portion of the season. The latter part that we're facing right now, I am not sold on his ability to close out games. For instance, a struggling Jacksonville team to throw 3 picks in or near the red zone is scary. Now,
yeah, you do that with a good team.
Now, granted, we played the Lions and we lost, but it was a fucking
battle
tough game the entire game. I think, honestly, we probably gave them the biggest run for their money this year.
Yeah.
But that also being said, that was when we were playing great ball. That
And they
actually,
played at y'all, right?
Yeah.
So you guys got to go there.
That's, if y'all remember, SKOL Chant multiple weeks ago, before we played that game, I said that we would have to beat them at home because we're not beating them in Detroit. So that to me is saying we're going to be 0-2 against the Lions. And like Coach said, obviously at first we thought Cardinals was going to be an easy game, but now they're starting to click and get the chemistry going. And talking about the schedule, contenders for the playoffs, absolutely. But am I sold on us being contenders for the Super Bowl? I'm not. I don't know. I don't think we're pretenders because I think that we have the team. It's just which Vikings are going to show up each week. It's like as soon as we lost against the Lions, it's like now all of a sudden we're playing a different kind of game. So I'm going to go with the borderline contenders right now. But if we don't turn it around, then this can flip from contenders to pretenders in a week or two.
Absolutely.
That's my contenders for now. But if we continue down this snowball and fucking pit to hell, we're going to be pretenders very soon.
Okay.
This is an honest take. That's an unbiased, honest take on my team.
Good take, man. I appreciate it, man. That's good. It's a good take. I love it. Well, I think with that being said, we bounce over to the too early Super Bowl prediction.
Ooh.
We got to make a slide for that. That was just off the top of the head here, boys and girls. First person up that I want to hear from is my boy, Mr. Russo, who, sir, is making it to the Super Bowl and winning it. After your extensive research for 30 minutes.
I did about a solid 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
I see the Kansas City Chiefs, the Detroit Lions.
Oh. And the winner?
The Chiefs. Come on.
Okay.
Mahomes is just going to win. I'm
Get him
sorry.
Get him off the show.
It's not that, like, I'm a big fan or anything.
Sorry.
Jesus.
You know how the NFL is. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean,
golden child.
Shit, my bad. Hit the wrong button. I was trying to turn you up.
Sure.
I feel you. No, I get it. I get it, man.
It's tough.
I hate
All right.
that take. I mean, I see it. I hate it, but I see it.
Matty Ice, what you got?
I'm going to agree with Russo. I'm going to say Lions Chiefs, but I say Lions dub.
Okay.
So you think the Lions are going to go in and get their first win at the same time? That'd be crazy.
I think so.
Be awesome.
E, what do you got?
I'm going to go with the Lions. So I think we're all going to probably be, it's probably going to be a clean
We're all saying Lions right now.
But I'm going to put the Ravens in that bitch. I just think that if they can find a way to just clean up that secondary and find a way to, they just had their offense is too dominant right now. And but coach, don't start cheering yet, but I think the Lions win.
It's fine. It's fine, brother. Hey, I got myself. Hey, it seems like we all have the NFC. I have the Lions and I got the Ravens. But I got the Ravens finally overcoming and Lamar Jackson getting the 3-time MVP, winning his Super Bowl and winning the Super Bowl MVP and shutting up all the fucking hate that he has drawn up. Shutting up all the people when he got drafted said that he should be a running back. He should be a wide receiver. He should do this. He should do that. I want my quarterbacks to be more quarterbacky. No shit, that is what somebody said. Shutting up everybody and finally proving what we all know and what he deserves.
And you know what? I almost think that Lamar let that get into his head the last couple seasons. Because he started trying to do that pocket pass and shit. No, be yourself, dude. He got back to being himself, and look what the fuck he's doing this year.
Absolutely.
Be yourself. That's what makes you you.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I see it 100%. I don't want to see the damn Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Please, somebody. I don't care who it is.
Anybody
Somebody
but the
beat
damn
them.
Chiefs.
Call it how I see it, boys.
I mean, no.
I'll even.
Sad thing is, you might be right, and that's
Yeah.
the thing. I don't want you to be right. I hate that. Sorry.
All right. Well, I think it's about time for us to go into our primetime picks. Matt, you got them pulled up. Let's get King Rusa in here, see what he does, see if he makes us look like a bunch of idiots and gets them right.
You know I do.
You know that could be it. Let's try that.
Oh, right. I cannot believe it is week 11 already. It is crazy how fast the season's going.
Before you ask, Matt, no, I don't. I need to go back and figure out which the last week that I got the totals from and then go back and try to get the shit added up. I didn't realize how far back we haven't calculated.
I know, right? It was back to like week
I'm
like 7, right?
Shit, I'm like, I need to go back and like.
I can help you with that if you want.
So I'm gonna work on that this week. That way, it's for next week we had our totals.
I can help you.
I know
with that
we all
if you
kind
need.
of shit the bed, so.
This past week, I think we all had one.
My boy's in deep thought down there.
I'm cooking.
No, see, the fucked up part about this, he's gonna be the one that fucking sweeps us because he doesn't have any ties or nothing. He's just gonna pick off of his gut. He's gonna
Exactly.
Watch the magic.
Crazy, right? All right, let's go to Thursday night. We got a great matchup on Thursday night. And I think this matchup right here will determine who wins the division. We got the Washington Commanders
aggressive
at the Philadelphia Eagles.
Washington Commanders beat the Philadelphia Eagles. I can't wait to see it happen.
Yep, I second that. I second that.
I'm with it.
Commanders.
Yeah, so all three Commanders?
Yeah, I'll take Commanders.
I'm going to go Eagles.
That's gonna be a hard pick for you.
No. I really want to skip this pick. I really don't want to pick this game. So may I get a pass for this week because I hate both teams.
You gotta pick.
You gotta pick one that you hate least.
I'm picking a tie then. That's how much I don't want either team to win. Okay. I don't care if it destroys my record. I'll take 2 losses. I hate both teams.
Just pick one. Just do it. Just do it.
You want me to pick?
Just pick one.
I'm picking. Fine. I'm picking the Eagles. Because fuck the Commanders.
What?
Yes.
What? Hold on. I need to understand this. Hold on. I need to understand this.
Hey,
how do you hold on? How do you hate the calm down there real quick. How do you hate the Commanders that have just sucked for so long more than you hate the Eagles?
I hate both teams. I tell you, I hate both teams, but the Eagles.
What I'm saying is, how do you hate the Commanders more versus the Eagles?
Because that's how I was raised. That's how I was raised in my family.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm just saying, Commanders. I got Commanders, dog. Let's get it. Let's get it.
And I don't want to pick. You heard it right here. I do not want to pick. But if you're holding a gun to my chest, I pick the Eagles.
I'm holding it right in your mouth.
Okay. Fine. Getting canceled is crazy. Before we get to our Sunday and Monday night games, I want to pick. We have a really good AFC battle here at 4:00. It's the game of the week. We got the Kansas City Chiefs visiting the Buffalo Bills. 4:00 on Sunday.
Chiefs.
I will take my L with pride if I have to. Bills.
Damn right. Motherfucking Bills. I will take that L with pride.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm the same way. I'm taking the Bills, and I will say why. They barely squeaked by Denver. And it is known as a fact that if you barely squeak by, you're going to get killed the next week. And it is hard to play in Buffalo.
That was crazy.
Yeah, brother.
It is hard to play in Buffalo. So Buffalo will destroy the Chiefs' perfect record. Buffalo wins.
I hope so.
I'm going Chiefs.
Daniela, go home.
All right, let's move to Sunday night. It's not very exciting. Some may say, some may not. We got the Cincinnati Bengals visiting the LA Chargers.
Cincinnati Bengals.
After all that shit you threw on the Bengals,
they still put up a lot of fucking yards.
Well, first of all, I didn't really talk about the Bengals. I just said fuck them and they can go fuck themselves. That's what I said.
Yeah, it's not a lot. You're right. It's not a lot to say.
I'm gonna go Bengals as well because they have hit that point where they flip their season over. They do this every year where they go on this tear and they're clicking. Burrows is starting to look like Burrows. We saw Chase fucking cocky, arrogant ass. They're just they got a team, and I don't think the Chargers are built up right now to beat them.
Raul's right, man. The Chiefs will run out of luck.
Yeah, for this week. After this week, they'll stay dominant though. Mr. Rusa.
I really want to be different, but I'm going to go Bengals as well. No reason behind it. I just like Tigers.
I love it. Such a great take.
Absolutely. I think we're gonna go 4 for 4 here. I'm going Bengals. Like E said, they're just on a tear right now, and they lost a heartbreaker to the Ravens. I don't care what you say. They'll bounce back this week. They'll bounce back hard, and they'll show Justin Herbert who they truly are.
You know, one thing that I did respect, I forgot to talk about it during the Ravens fought. I thought it was cool to hear Lamar and Burrows talk good about each other in their press conferences. They both have a lot of respect for each other. They both talk highly of each other. I thought that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Couldn't be me, though, with a quarterback with frosted tips. Anyways, next. What do you say?
Yikes.
And Monday night. This is going to be an easy one for all of y'all. We got the Houston Texans. We got an good old Lone State rivalry. We got the Houston Texans visiting the Dallas Cowboys. It's pretty obvious who everyone's going with. But he's thinking about it.
Who you asking first?
Coach, I'll ask you first.
Houston Texans.
See? Told you it's easy. Bruce?
Hey, good. You're next.
Yeah, no, I gotta go Texans. I'm sorry, I could never give a point to a Cowboys team.
That's fine.
Even he knows it.
Sorry, no disrespect. Giants fan.
My thing is he doesn't even watch the NFL like that, and he doesn't like the Cowboys. That's crazy.
Giants fan.
There's a lot of people who don't watch the NFL and just despise the Cowboys.
Time for bed, boys.
Oh,
He's contemplating.
I'm not confident in your quarterback situation, and with your struggle, with your injury-ridden team as it is, I'm gonna go Texans. That's if y'all had Dak back there, I think it would make a difference with the Texans injuries. You got it's a fucking injury bowl. It's what it is right now.
It is. No, literally it is.
Both sides are hurting right now, but they're getting back.
Good recovery, by the way, there, buddy.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Who?
So
Who, E?
Yeah, because he was holding it back.
He wanted to say Cowboys.
All right, Matt. Well, who do you got,
like
buddy?
I said, Nico's coming back. Texans win.
Yeah, Nico's coming back. But the diehard fan I am, I don't care if I know we're gonna lose, but I never pick against my team. So I'll gladly take an L for this week.
Absolutely.
I'll take the Dallas Cowboys.
I always pick
I know we're gonna lose, and we will probably lose out the season. But I can't pick against my team. I can never pick against my team.
Oh, I would never. I'm the same way. I would never, even if it's against the whoever. I'm picking my Ravens over anybody.
Obviously, if it's against the Chiefs.
Same shit.
Yep. So I'll take Cowboys.
Especially
all right.
Take the happy L.
Whoever's going against the Chiefs, I don't give a shit who they're going against.
Well, I think that does it, right?
Absolutely. Well, hey, if you are still spending your Tuesday evening with us. We really appreciate you hanging out with us. We're going on almost 3 hours now, but we appreciate y'all hanging out. We had some good takes tonight. We had our boy King Rusa in here for a second straight week. We appreciate you hanging out, my man.
Absolutely.
Hey, if you're still hanging in here, make sure you're hitting that like button. Make sure you're hitting that follow button. Make sure you subscribe to all of our channels. We are on pretty much all social media platforms you can think of. Each week we're improving. We're getting better and better. It's not just us. It is because of you guys as well. So we appreciate you. Make sure you're still interacting. Make sure you're still hitting that like button. Make sure you hit that notification button every time we go live. We are live every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. And we typically do a couple watch shows every now and then. And as we continue to grow this community, you'll start to see more and more of us.
Yeah, and as our shows have been changing slowly, we usually cover NBA. So you guys, probably about the first hour we're covering NBA, then about 45 minutes after, we're covering NHL and we're covering college football. And then the rest of the show is meat and potatoes, is NFL, the goods, where we're all at. Because like we said, we want to transition and be a 24/7 year-round, not 24/7, sorry, a 365 kind of day show, where we want to be around and we can talk to y'all about just anything. And I think we're kind of proving that we can. The NBA takes are pretty good. The NHL takes are pretty good. I can't wait for baseball season to start up again. I know it just ended. Those are going to be good takes as well, so we can all have our good takes. And like I said,
know that we also
UCF. That was one of the things that we needed to cover, which we should have covered because there's supposed to be not UCF. There's a boxing match, even though it's fake as hell. Huh?
It's a big
What'd you say? What'd you say?
He said it's a big fight.
Oh yeah, I mean, but it's staged and it's fake. So
no, dude, totally real.
But yeah,
it's also it's UFC, not UCF.
UFC, my bad. Long night.
Wait, no, I have been talking with some people. I might be able to have some guests come on and stuff like that to help us with that too, just to give us some different takes. Also, like I said, working on a couple other things when it comes to some special guests pop up on the show. So definitely some things in the future.
Danielle, biggest diehard UCF fan I know. But hey, if you're still in the chat, if you have anything you ever want us to cover, let us know. Send us a DM. Send us preferably on Instagram. Instagram is where we kind of get all of our interaction at. But yeah, if you have anything you want to talk about, you want to hear us talk about any sport, it could be basketball, hockey, cricket, soccer, UFC, whatever it might be.
Listen, if you come on my fucking show and you tell me, hey, let's cover some cricket, I'm a freaking
I don't know if I can help you with that.
Hell to the nah, don't ever come over here.
If we do ultimate frisbee, I'm in.
Okay. See, here we go. Now it's getting weird.
If you do handball, you're canceled.
No.
Keep that handball shit out of here.
I agree.
Fake ass sport.
Pickleball.
But hey, for now, this is No Rules, Just Sports. We appreciate you spending your Tuesday evening with us. Make sure you follow all of our social media channels. We appreciate you all in the community, and make it a good week. Absolutely. Y'all have a good night. Make it a good week. Be good to one another, people.
Peace. Be easy. Love each other. Respect each other.
You're a Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
Love you. Good night.